Alrighty, alrighty. Good evening, good evening. What's going on, folks? Welcome back to Blitzball Champ Gaming for another Carolina Panthers talk live stream. Another victory live stream. My name is Jason Ingram. Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Um, hope everybody's been doing well. Hope everybody's enjoyed their weekend. Um, Before we get started, I wanted to give a heads up and apologize. I am so sorry. I did not get a chance to do a preview stream for this game. I was so busy and had to catch up on a lot of things, including rest. So I really didn't get a chance to do a preview for this game. So I do apologize. I am so sorry for that. But here we are now post game live stream. Well, very, very late post game because this took place earlier this morning. But hey, Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young, and the first time in his NFL career, wins two straight with this victory, this 20-17 victory over the New York Giants, a team that they actually haven't beaten in the last couple of visits. So good to see Carolina pick up the victory over a team they haven't beaten in a while. Jeff R., welcome to the stream. A promising win, at least for our young players. Oh, yeah, very much so. It was close. It was not an easy game. It was a very close game, but there was a good amount of positives that stood out in this game for sure. We're definitely gonna talk about them. Um, Let me get 1 second. Let me get Corey up in here because I believe he should be standing by. Excuse me. But yeah, make sure he gets in. But yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about it. So Carolina can focus on the bye week, going in with a little bit of momentum. 3-7, still a ways to go. Still not great, but 2 wins in a row. This is something that they can build on. They can build on this. and with the bye for week 11, they can focus on healing, focus on resting, and getting ready because the second half of the season is going to be a doozy because they come off the bye week 12 and they got to play the the Chiefs, who are still undefeated. So they got a lot of resting and healing, all of the above. Speedy recovery to Miles Sanders. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah, I know Chuba got hurt on one play, but he was able to come back and finish the game. Had a career day. Chuba Hubbard, he went off. He went off today. So, especially after getting paid, after getting pizzade, Chuba decides to go off in Germany against the Giants. It was quite impressive. It's like, hey, you extend my contract here. I'll give you something in a ways to say thank you. And he goes off for 153 rushing yards and a touchdown. Goodness gracious, Chuba. Goodness gracious, Chuba. But it was fantastic. It was fantastic. But yeah, we got quite a good bit to talk about.
What's good, man? What's good?
Hey, you made it in. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a beautiful day in Germany. Hey,
Uh, can we say two in a row?
can we say consistency? That's what I'm saying, man. Bro, that's all I've been asking for is consistency. And we finally got it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have to say, shout out to the defense. The defense with a big turnover, a big takeaway in overtime to really
Oh, yeah.
make it extra easy for the offense.
Oh, man. That was a heck of a game to watch. I
Yeah,
absolutely enjoyed every bit of it. That was what Carolina Panthers football should look like right there.
yeah.
That's what I say Carolina Panthers football is right there. Not
Now,
that garbage we saw in Denver. That right there. Give
absolutely.
me more of that.
Now, we got some things to clean up. We got some things to clean up, but there are a lot of positives from this game. A good
Mm-hmm.
handful of positives. The defense. I mean, three takeaways. Very, very nice with the two interceptions and the forced fumble and fumble recovery. That was spot on. um, I don't know, bro. I gotta start off asking you. I gotta ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a little more forgiving of Xavier Woods since he got another interception, or just a little bit, just a little bit?
A tiny bit because of the fact that it wasn't so much the interception; it was more so his tackle. Um, and my main point of this is that was a tipped interception. He just happened to be in the right spot at the right time.
Which is true. Which is true.
But his tackling is what is going to impress me. You show me better tackling and you show me better coverage as a safety when we need you. That's when I'm going to be impressed. Do that on a consistent basis. Okay, cool. I'll ease up off of you, man.
I see. But but you'll take a tiny morsel because he capitalized on a heads up play. So I can dig that. I can dig that.
Yeah, he has two interceptions for the year. One of them was a tip pass into his hands today. One of them was an actual interception
and
that was actually caused by him jumping around.
yeah,
That impressed me.
and then like that Josie Jewell interception, that was very unique. Just
That was amazing. That was some Madden stuff right there.
I mean, because it looked like he was more focused on like breaking it up, and I guess just wrapped his arm around the ball. Like, yeah, because
We almost had three or four interceptions during that game. If you were really watching some of these guys that had opportunities and just barely missed it,
yeah,
I
the
was like, man,
and see now the Giants. Word is they're going to be really evaluating their quarterback situation because we gave Daniel Jones quite a tough time.
everybody's been giving Daniel Jones a tough time. What do you mean?
I mean that is true. That is true. That is true. But
At that point, I'd be looking at the coach just going, huh? You still going with Daniel Jones?
yeah.
Should we put you in a hot seat?
And then there were some folks out there that entertained the idea of trading for Daniel Jones. I was like, heck no.
No, absolutely not. Uh-uh.
Heck no.
Only one worse trading for is AR at this point. That's an absolutely no.
Yeah, exactly. So, shout out to DJ Wonham. First game of the season, picks up a sack.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the Panthers, DJ. Making
Um,
the impact day one. That's what I like to see.
Ashawn Robinson with a sack and a forced fumble. So
Mm-hmm.
that was really good to see.
Mm-hmm. Major props. Just been balling lately.
Yeah. Um, Bryce Young. I have to say, Bryce Young did a good job, stepping up in the pocket, making some good throws. I know not a ginormous number of stats, but hey, main thing,
Mm-hmm.
he scored, only got sacked once, and he didn't turn the ball over.
Back.
I mean, my thing is, I hope folks gotta understand. I understand the whole idea that we want to see a lot more out of Bryce. I get that. But
Mm-hmm.
but right now, like having this expectation of him just busting out 300, 400 yards, like I don't know if that's going to happen consistently.
Nah,
you know.
that's just not him. As an NFL quarterback, he's a backup. He's a game manager.
Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind. Ken88 says, "Do you think with Miles Sanders' injury we're going to see a lot more Brooks?" Oh, I think he definitely gets activated coming out of the bye. So I think
He's already
that's
on the 53.
yeah. Yeah, Brooks is on the 53.
Only because we had no other choice but to put him on the 53 because if we didn't, we put him on the IR for the
Yeah,
rest of the year
yeah,
by
exactly.
NFL rule.
So I definitely coming out of this bye, I do expect to see Jonathan Brooks get the nod.
Mm,
So look forward to it. I would say look forward to
me too.
it. And boy, Chuba, Chuba, dude,
Chuba chuba choo choo.
that guy said, "Oh, okay, I just got my extension. I'm gonna give you something as my thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a set a break my career rushing with 153 yards, add a touchdown to that. But
That's my type of player right there.
but this is what I'm talking about. 28 carries. That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Feed the beast, man. Feed
This
the beast.
this guy is a top 5 running back currently in the league for a reason.
Feed it to him.
Shoo, you feed that man 153 rushing yards and
Facts.
and a touchdown? Shoo. Yeah, he earned his pay. He earned his pay.
Absolutely. I love his contract too because it's full of incentives. Like, okay, yeah, you got to hit these goals in order to get paid the extra money. And I'm like, yeah, that's what we want in Carolina. Make these guys go earn this money.
And
You got guaranteed money, but you got incentives too.
exactly. And y'all might as well get ready for it. Chuba is at 818 rushing yards. He's hitting 1,000.
Ooh,
He's hitting a
let's go,
1,000.
Chuba.
He's at 818 rushing yards right now.
Oh, he's hitting 1,000. Ain't
Oh,
no doubt about that.
you best believe he's hitting 1,000.
No doubt about it.
And he's 5th right now in the league for rushing yards.
Mm-hmm. Guess who's first? CMC.
Oh, CMC is first now? Oh, shoot.
He's been hurt though for most of the year.
Yeah, he did
But
come
of
back.
course, he's still leading the rushing though.
Yeah,
That just goes to show you how much of a beast CMC is.
but
God, I can't believe we traded
but man, but I mean, hey, Chuba's not that bad of a replacement though, that's for sure.
that. Oh my God, we have had good running backs ever since Stephen Davis.
Yeah.
We have never been hurting at running backs. You can count back to Jonathan Stewart, D'Angelo Williams.
Mhm. Yep.
You know, every single running back class we have ever had has been good
Yeah. Yeah,
every time.
but oh, some beautiful catches from Jalen Coker, including a really nice high catch.
Mm-hmm.
Like he had
Mm-hmm.
some good catches. Xavier Leggett, got
Yep.
to see him get active. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Chuba had a couple of catches as well. Um, um, Beautiful touchdown grab by Jatavion Sanders, his first touchdown of the
Yeah.
of his career. So
Mm-hmm.
that was really good to see. Um, I mean, J.C. Horn was the leading tackler. Um, and like I said, Josie Jewell with an interception, Xavier Woods with an interception. Um, Ashawn Robinson with a sack and a forced fumble. DJ Wonnum with a sack. um, Actually, both of them had two tackles for loss as well. So,
You see what happens when you start working on those fundamentals and getting them right?
yep. And shout out to Eddie Pinero with the game-winning field goal, which I mean the defense made it easy for him. So,
While we're talking about kickers, man, did you see where Graham Gano actually missed a 40-yard?
oh yeah,
That's rare.
yeah, that is definitely a rare miss for Graham Gano.
Anybody that knows him knows he does not miss those. He is Mr. Automatic.
Exactly.
And the thing is, we've been through like three kickers, three really good kickers. And it was because we kept shanking them to the left that we kept tossing kickers to go on to the next one. And these guys kept going to different teams.
Hmm.
And we finally settled on Eddie, who solved the problem finally when we got the special teams coordinator.
Yep.
And Eddie does not miss.
And he's been pretty automatic for us for sure.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, we have been hurt by every single player that has left Carolina, including kickers now.
Yeah.
That's getting to the point where it's just ridiculous when you get that far down the list. That's
Yeah.
what 3, 4 years now.
Yeah.
Mm-mm,
Yeah. That's about right. Yeah.
mm-mm. Time to stop this nonsense. It's been time to stop this nonsense.
Now, looking at team stats,
Mm-hmm.
a big surprise is we actually had less time of possession. We had
Mm-hmm.
27 minutes 38 seconds. The Giants had 34 minutes 29 seconds.
Sure did.
It's a pretty big gap, and we had less first downs.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting, but um, not too bad on third downs though. 6 of 15. Not as bad as we usually see. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
we still gotta clean up those penalties though. We had 10, so we gotta get
A
that.
few of those penalties weren't even really the correct penalty, to be honest.
Yeah, like honestly, the that one punt return where the
Mm-hmm.
receiver like punched the other dude. I don't know how the heck we still got a penalty, which there were offsetting penalties, and I was just like, I don't know how the heck that happened, but
I don't either.
it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
But I mean, heck, three turnovers. Hey,
Finally
that's
starting to dive into that turnover ratio because throughout the most of the year we have not had many turnovers at all
yeah.
created. You
So
know,
yeah, so this was really good for the defense, and then just
mm-hmm.
coming up really big in overtime on the first play of overtime. So,
Oh, you know what I love was that peanut punch to create the fumble, man. The peanut punch, man.
oh yeah, from Ashawn Robinson. Yeah.
That was absolutely beautiful to see in action. I said during that defensive set when it first started, I was like, we need a turnover. We need a turnover. Guess who does it? Sean Robinson. Peanut punches it, baby. I'm like, that's what I like. Let's go. When I say we need a turnover, create one. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
create one. Don't just talk about it, create one. And this man did it. And I'm like, okay, they're making
definitely
moves.
definitely made it really easy for the offense afterwards, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But and then Eddie Pinero finished it up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nice
I like.
victory in Germany.
I want to talk about the timeout usage and the clock management. Going into the last 2 minutes
Ah, yes.
because that was excellent. That was perfect use of timeouts, clock management, and just taking advantage of every situation that we had
Mhm.
while protecting the ball and not giving it up. We have had a horrible habit of turning the ball over in those situations because we're under pressure. Under pressure. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we have a horrible habit of that. And today we did not do that. So I mean, it's the little steps forward like that that are big, man. It translates to big opportunities and big wins.
Yeah. And and like I said, I know a lot of folks are going to be like, "Well, it's the Giants, so we only won by 3 points." Fact of the matter is, what would you
We
rather
won.
have? What would you rather have? A loss or a win? What counts more, a loss or a win? not only that,
Hopefully, you win.
not only that, my main thing was with Bryce, he didn't turn the ball over. And like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he didn't get 300, 400 yards passing. And it's like, okay. I mean, I've already come to the conclusion that he's a backup. Now,
Mm-hmm.
it's up to him whether that changes, going forward.
Facts. Same here.
So, I mean,
That's his identity as far as I'm concerned too.
but the fact of the matter is, depending on how things go for Bryce Young in the future, it's still up in the air, but at least one thing's for sure, we know that he's been able to lead a game-winning drive. We know that, just won two back-to-back games where he started, something he's never
Mm-hmm.
done before.
Yep.
And, we're going into the bye week, with a victory. We had the chance to heal up, rest, and really get ready for this mega difficult second half of the season,
Right.
which we open up after the bye against the defending champion, still undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. So,
Yeah, I'd say we do pretty well if we could survive at least a half against KC. Now, here's the interesting thing about KC. I've been noticing this pattern with them is they'll play down to their opponent, and in the fourth quarter they'll be down by like a point or two, or sometimes down by more than that, and they'll get just enough points to win. Have you noticed that? That's every single game.
yeah, and the thing is with this last game, they had the blocked field goal attempt.
Right.
So, I mean,
They do just enough, man.
kudos to their special teams for getting that, but yeah, they looked pretty vulnerable. So, I
Don't
mean,
let that fool you, though.
yeah, don't get too caught up in it. If
Don't let
anything,
that scoreboard fool you, folks.
yeah. So, it's just something to keep in mind. I mean, I know some of our folks, believe, and it's nothing wrong with that. Totally nothing
Mm-hmm.
wrong with that. But
Mm-hmm.
just realize what we're getting into, what this team is getting into.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
And they have way more talent than they're displaying too.
Right.
We do not want to be the one team that awakens the sleeping giant and then they start racking up 40 points on people.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, before they got DeAndre Hopkins, they were not hitting above 30 points.
Right.
Now they're hitting above 30 points because of him, you know, and Rasheed Rice is on the IR. You're not dealing with a couple of the other people,
Right.
that are a major problem. Uh, the running back Hilaire, you're not dealing with him no more. So there's still so much talent sleeping in that depth chart. You
Right.
have no idea. We do not want to piss that team off.
Right.
We do not want to be the one that does it. So I mean, do we want to win that game? Of course we do. We want to make a
Absolutely.
statement to the league. If we can do it, but if we can't and we just survive as long as we can, hey, I'm happy with that. It means we're playing Carolina Panthers football, and I'm happy with that. If we survive 3.5 quarters with these people, you
Right.
know, and they finally get the 14 points they need or however many they need, that means we're doing something right.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know, if we're matching what everybody else is doing, that means we're doing something right. So that's going to be the bar. Now, you look at the rest of the schedule
Oh,
going forward.
Pedro Castro says 3-7 record, living the dream.
I'm not saying we're living the dream, but I'll tell you what. I love the development. I love the consistency, and I love the develop the attention to fundamentals and details that we've been working
Yeah.
on.
Good call.
I showed on stream the stuff about the O line, but we'll get to that. If you want to show that on stream later on, we'll do it. But I already showed it on mine.
You good. You good. Um.
But
Yeah. Continue.
looking at looking at the rest of this schedule, past the Chiefs, you still got the Buccaneers. I say that's an L. Eagles, I'd say after today, that's an L.
Mm-hmm.
The Dallas Cowboys, I'm gonna get to them in a second. The Cardinals, I'd say, is a 50-50 shot. I'm starting to feel like the Cardinals game is a 50-50 shot. That's in Charlotte now.
Yeah. The Cardinals game is in Charlotte.
But
Mm.
but Kyler Murray's playing some good ball. It's not him. It's not. He's not the problem. So, uh, for Cardinals fans out there, I do wish you guys luck, man. But Kyler Murray is not your problem. So if you think he is, better double check that. Look at his stats. So the Tampa Bay Bucks in Week 17, that's a loss,
So so you so
especially in Tampa.
so you believe the Bucks will sweep Carolina?
I do believe so, yes,
Okay.
because of how much talent these guys have had. Remember, they went toe to toe with KC,
They did. Yep.
and went to overtime with them. And I'm starting to strongly believe that if Tampa Bay had won that coin toss in overtime, they would have had a very, very good shot at winning because Baker Mayfield was balling at the time.
Yeah. I mean, they've been keeping it close with some good teams. I mean, they only lost by 3 to the
Uh,
Niners.
I mean, didn't they go toe to toe with the Ravens too?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Like, you got to show some respect to Tampa Bay right now. They have some mad talent on that team, and I'm watching them carefully right now.
Pedro Castro says we're gonna beat their unbeaten streak. I don't know about that, bro.
I don't know about that. Nah,
Uh, whoo.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I
Uh,
can't jump on that train.
I will say this. You want to see Bank of America just like if you want,
Absolutely go ballistic.
yeah, like
Beat the
honestly,
Chiefs
if
at home.
if some shade of a miracle happened and we beat the Chiefs at home, y'all might as well forget making it out of downtown Charlotte because traffic is going to be like insane.
Oh
Like
yeah,
there might be a
you're gonna be there
raid.
for a few hours.
Yeah, they might just block off downtown Charlotte and they just raid the whole area if we beat the Chiefs. Put it this way, put it this way, Pedro Castro. He says I can dream, right? Put it this way: it's not impossible, but
Right.
very unlikely.
Yeah,
Very
very
unlikely.
unlikely. Yeah,
And I
a lot
understand.
better shot at beating them this year than you have in the past, though. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
and don't get me wrong. I understand the whole concept of the trap game. I get it, but
That's not a trap game. I do not consider that a trap game. I'm sorry, no.
Pedro says that's like winning the Super Bowl. I mean, yeah, pretty. I mean, yeah,
In
pretty
a
much.
way,
Yeah.
yeah. I think our trap game was the Cincinnati Bengals. And the
Yeah.
reason I say that is because after a big win like that over the Raiders, we have that tendency to cardiac cat it and play like trash
Right.
afterwards. And we didn't fall into the trap per se, but
Mm-hmm.
we didn't win that game.
Right. Right.
All right, so we had another situation again with the Saints being a big win, and you're thinking, okay, this Giants game is a trap game because this is where we start cardiac catting again.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, we won this time. So have we finally broken out of that stigma? That's my question. Have we finally done it? Have we finally broken that pattern?
That's a good question.
And I'll raise this one too because you, the Cowboys. Now I'm going to start getting into the Cowboys because if you see some of the scores of the Cowboys lately, it's not impressive. Let's. I do want to get into the Tampa Bay stuff in a minute too, but let's do Dallas first
All right, Dallas.
because I was reacting to some of this Eagles Dallas game today, and Dallas only scored 6 points
Yep.
against a very very dangerous Eagles team. And I told y'all I bought into that 6-2 Eagles team. I told y'all I did, and I
And
still do.
whew.
So when you look at the Dallas Cowboys, okay, I buy into the Cowboys defense a little bit more now, but the offense looks like trash.
Oh yeah, Trey Lance and Cooper Rush couldn't do jack.
And I'm talking as far back as when Dak Prescott was on the field. So you're talking, okay, you get a win over the Browns 33-17. So it looks like Dak Prescott as usual during the regular season, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you go into the Saints game. Here's where the uh-ohs begin because you only scored 19 points against the Saints. That's when the Cowboys fans are like, that's a fluke. That's a fluke. So then you take on the Ravens 28-25. So this offense now only has put up 25 against the Ravens.
Yeah.
So you're thinking, okay, maybe it might be fixed. Maybe, just maybe. Giants game. This is always a threatening game for the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
They only put up 20 points in a win.
True, true.
So Again, Cowboys fans are like, could have scored more. Could have scored more. Go into the Steelers game,
Same amount of points.
and exactly my point. Yes. Mm-hmm. Now you're starting to see it. The weakness has begun to spread with this offense. So now that's 2 weeks in a row, and Cowboys fans are like, but they're 2 wins though. They're 2 wins, and you're like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Then you take on a very dangerous Lions team, and this is where they got exposed,
Oh man,
completely exposed.
they got mollywopped.
Yeah, 47-9, and this is exactly what I was warning people about. You know, this is where I was like, Dallas is about to get exposed. Watch this, and it happened. 9 points. So now people are starting to get concerned about this Dallas offense. You lose to the 49ers the following week, 30-24. 24 points. 24 points. That's it. Against the Niners? Come on.
Yeah.
Then you take on the Falcons. You lose to the Falcons. This is during a 4-game losing streak, by the way.
Yep.
And you only
Oof.
put up 21? Hmm. You got Dak Prescott, man. You got all these weapons around you. Why are you getting only 21 points against the Falcons, bro? What is going on here? And now you got Dak Prescott on the IR, so you can't use Dak Prescott as an excuse anymore.
Yeah, he's out for the season.
That's not your excuse anymore if you're a Dallas fan. So what crutch do you lean on? Oh, we had a backup quarterback. That's why we only got 6 points. Man, please, 6 points for a backup quarterback? Okay, that's like saying if Bryce Young only got 6 points, and we had been using Andy Dalton forever.
Yeah.
You can't use that crutch. You can't use that crutch anymore. There's something else going on with that offense in Dallas. I don't know what it is, but it ain't. This is not it. If you're Dallas fans right now.
Mm. Super.
Meanwhile, Washington's been balling out. Philadelphia's been balling out, and Cowboys are getting left behind.
Yeah. Super Trebo says, "Hey, how's it going, you guys? You have been backing up Bryce Young week after week, and I think you guys might be right about him. He's looking better. I really want Bryce to succeed with Carolina. Well, as long as he's with us, as long as he's on this team, of course I'm gonna, gonna support him, and that goes for everybody on this team. That's just,
Right,
that's just how it is.
right. And Bryce Young actually does have the skills and tools. I've been saying it since day one. I've seen it for myself. I've been out at the training camps. I know that he has the skills. Blitz, you were out for there for one of
Yeah,
them, so you saw it for yourself too, firsthand. I wish you had seen the 2 minute drills that I saw, man, because he was killing it during those 2 minute drills when he first got drafted.
main thing
I was
is,
like, man,
main thing is, as long as he's on this team, it ain't over for him yet.
exactly.
So,
And I'm saying, even if he isn't on this team, it's still not over for him yet because this may not be the right situation for him. But once he finds it, give him a few years.
yeah.
Bro, it took it took a few of these other guys a few years to find the right system in the right place for them. And then look at them; they're balling out. Look at Baker Mayfield. Look at Sam Darnold.
I do think it's a good chance that Bryce will at least finish the rest of the season as the starting quarterback, and then they can really get a good idea of what he can do and such, and then make a decision in the off season and just go from there. But that's what I think they should do. They should just go ahead and let him finish
Uh,
the season.
I'm not opposed to letting him play a few more, because uh, uh, of the chemistry that he has with this starting five offensive line right now, it works. He
Hmm.
does not feel afraid. He does not feel nervous at all. He's comfortable. He's collected. He's back there throwing passes that he should be throwing.
Right.
And while we may not have seen the deep ball during the safe game, now we're starting to see it a little bit more because you're battling the Giants.
Yeah.
Okay, so this starting five on this offensive line is it, man. Do not change it. I'm trying to tell you, do not change it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not play musical chairs. This is it.
Just stick with it.
Look at this is the big one. I'm trying to tell you,
It's
Brady
definitely been
Christensen
working.
at left is working. Think of
it's
it like a jigsaw puzzle.
it's
You
definitely been
know,
working. Yeah.
we've been using some of these players the wrong way. And I say that because we've been playing musical chairs with Brady Christensen, putting him everywhere but where he needs to go. This is where he belongs at left tackle. That's where we drafted him at. That's where we scouted him at. That's where he needs to be predominant.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it is secondary options. Yes, he can do all five spots, but is that his predominant one? No, it is not. Left tackle is where he was drafted. That's where I want to see him at. That's where I wanted to see him at day one. Developed right there. And then you can go and mess around and play musical chairs when you need. You know,
Uh-huh.
um, Cade Mays is a center. That's what he does. That's his predominant position. Can he play guard? Yes. You know, and he
Hey,
has.
hey, Jared, welcome to the stream.
What's going on, Jared?
But yeah.
But that's where he belongs. And we've been trying to jam these players in the wrong spot, and we get frustrated like 10-year-olds. When we're trying to put a jigsaw puzzle together,
Right.
and once you finally fit it into the right spot, it's like ah, you got that satisfaction when you put it in the right spot. That's what we've been feeling the last 2 weeks with Brady Christensen and Cade Mays, man. They're finally in the right spots, and we're just going, that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see that's our foundation for our offensive line right there. We need to start building around that. From here on, that's it. Get Brady Christensen some help at tackle because we have the option of going with Icky as a backup left tackle, or we can go ahead and draft another left tackle. You know, and I like that freedom to be able to have that choice instead of just being locked into an option we didn't want. You know,
Hmm.
and I feel like Icky is a poor man's Cameron Irving.
Dang.
I've been saying that for the past year here, and I'm not changing my mind about it.
So you're
He
pretty
can
much
give you 3 quarters, but he can't give you 4.
so you're pretty much done with Icky.
I'm not saying I'm done with him.
You're
No, I'm
you
not done with him.
you're
But
just speaking what you believe he is at this point.
right, exactly.
Gotcha.
He's a poor man's Cameron Irving, which I mean we can still use that because if you remember what we were using Cameron Irving with, once we finally got the starters in,
Right.
Cameron Irving became a back, with starter potential when we needed it.
Right.
And he could give you 3 quarters. He could not give you 4. Same with Dickey. He can give you 3 quarters, but he can't give you 4. So if you put him in at the right time, to where he is fresh, he's able to take care of business, and he gives you a quarter, maybe 2, you you're doing all right. If Taylor Brady Christensen goes down with an injury, you know,
Jared says shout out to Corey for joining me last minute for Dragon Ball. Great to catch up.
yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Appreciate it,
Ooh.
man. Appreciate the popcorn too. Thank you. But that actually came in clutch because they stopped making popcorn. I think. Yeah,
Ah.
and they were taking cards. So anyway, Yeah, that's where this offensive line should go from this point forward. I
I
feel
see.
like Taylor Moton has been playing much better lately, and I'm going to leave him alone.
Hmm.
Let him be the starter at right tackle for now. You know, we haven't seen any penalties from him. We haven't seen any missed blocks. None of that we saw at the beginning of the season.
Uh huh.
So I mean, if he can consistently do that every single week, going into the future, I like that. Leave him there. Let's get him some help. Let's get a rotating tackle that can predominantly play left, but can rotate to the right if we need it. And that's what we got Brady Christensen for originally. Because we thought Icky was the guy.
Right.
But apparently he was not.
Hmm.
Josh Neiman is clearly not it. We need to filter that out. Let's get something better. Let's upgrade.
Hmm.
Um, no, nothing personal, Josh. I like you, but we got to upgrade, buddy. It's nothing personal.
Oh, Jared, you're good. You're good. You're good. Okay,
But
keep going.
yeah, man, when we're trying to move forward, we gotta keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it is. So I mean, I feel like we should put some money into a center in free agency. I'm not willing to put like a ton of money into center, but I want somebody that's going to be stable. So that we have some help for Cade Mays in case he goes down with an injury.
um,
Let's save those draft picks for defensive players because we got to reset that defensive line. Um,
I I agree. Yeah, we definitely got to do some serious tweaking on that D line for sure.
and honestly, I think we got to keep it moving with Woods. Woods is not it. We need to put some serious money into safety. I want a top five safety. I'm not willing to put like record breaking money into a safety. That's not what I'm talking about. I want a top five safety where we put some money into him and he takes care of business back there. We had Eric Reed at one point. We
Hmm.
got serious with that. We stopped playing games. We got a serious safety. You know, that's what I want to see us do again. Stop playing games and get somebody serious. All right, so that's going to help out back there. I want a nickel corner behind Charles Smith Wade, drafted, late rounds.
Okay.
I'd like a wide receiver drafted late rounds, to help out with the wide receiver core since we lost two guys in a trade.
Okay.
Um, and I think that we're going to pretty much leave the linebackers alone for the most part. I want the D line replaced, except for Derek Brown. Um, and Clowney is on a short leash for me at this point. He's got till the end of the year. Show me something, or we got to keep it moving. You know what
Jared,
I mean? Like,
yeah. Jared says still a long way to go on D line, but DJ Wanham was a difference maker. Run defense was a little better and looked like we got some pressure.
yeah, I mean, we're starting to do what we should be doing with the defensive pressure now,
Hmm.
and that's against weaker teams. But once we face like stronger teams like KC, um, the Commanders and teams like that, that pressure goes away.
Yeah.
It disappears, and that's something we. That's why I'm not a fan of these D linemen that have a bunch of assists, but they don't have a bigger amount of solo tackles.
I
That's
see.
where we're going wrong. We went through Scott Fitter got the wrong people. Marty got the wrong people. Dave Gettleman had the right type of people. And that's the formula we need to be following. It is because you go down that list, any one of them at random will give you double the amount of solo tackles as assists. Any one of them at random. And that includes Trey Boston, who was a Jekyll and Hyde guy for me, productivity
Yes.
wise. I got on his butt several times during that time period before I ever became a YouTuber. You know, I was all over social media blasting him for that.
Yeah. Still a
You know,
dedicated Carolina fan though. We'll give him that.
oh, absolutely, absolutely, and I love him to death. But
Yeah.
I got to show him the tough love.
True. True.
But again, even he was giving you double the amount of solo tackles as assists.
Right.
So I mean, that's what we need to reset this line to reflect. Is that right there? People that can handle their business to their own man. You know, one on one versus an offensive lineman, one on one versus a running back, one on one versus a wide receiver. You know, 2-on-1 versus a tight end. That's what I need to see. Handle your business. You know, if we need to double up a tight end, we could do that. If we need to double up a wide receiver, we could do that. I need people to understand that this assisted tackling column is important because we're not getting the run defense that we need. We're still struggling with tackling when it comes to run defense.
Right. Right.
It's still there, even against the Giants.
Yeah. You're
And
right.
and credit to Tracy Jr. because this dude was balling today.
Oh, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, this dude is a baller, and it's not just because we have a bad run defense. It's because this dude can actually ball.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the fumble, he did his thing.
Oh yeah, and I felt so bad for him. I'm not even a Giants fan, and I felt horrible for him. That's the way you lose that game. Oh
Yeah.
man, oh man. But he was putting in that work though,
He
and
was. He definitely was.
that's not a name that most people know. He's underrated. And he was racking up 100 yards on us. That's something we got to put a stop to.
Yeah. You're right.
And the only way to do that is to find people that can properly tackle, that use proper technique. You know,
hmm
and it's not something we can solve in house. We got to get the right people. So I look at that and go, okay, it's time to filter the water. At the end of the year, after all these evaluations this year in the first year, we filter the water. We get what we need.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I can
let's
dig that.
let's say the first three picks of this draft coming up, wherever, regardless of where we draft in the top 10, because I see us in the top 10 regardless. You know,
hmm Oh, one quick thing. Jarrett says, got to give props to Bryce Young too, showing a lot of growth. Yeah.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But let's we do have three doors open to us as far as Bryce Young is concerned. But first three draft picks, one of them has to be a left tackle that can be a multi-purpose right tackle. The other one has to be a defensive end. Point blank, it has to be a balling defensive end. We've got to hit on that.
Mm,
We have had a history of getting really, really good defensive ends when we draft. You think about Brian Burns, he's one of them. We got Julius Peppers.
yep.
We had a number of these guys that we got through the draft. And I noticed that Clowney was being doubled. So I'm willing to give Clowney one more year beyond this
Excuse me.
um, if we get a good defensive end
Yeah.
drafted and developed
Um.
properly.
So comments from Jeff R. Says Chuba had more rushing yards than Bryce had passing yards. That's not good. We can't win many games that way. Um. It's definitely not normal. Not
Mm-hmm.
normal. Not what you want to see. Me personally, Jeff R. Now that's a good point. That is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
But we are also used to seeing Bryce Young turn the ball over, something he did not do this game.
Mm-hmm.
I take that as a victory in itself Because
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing, Jeff R. We've seen a good bit of what Bryce Young has done. So I mean, having the sort of expectation of like 300, 350 yards passing, even 250 yards passing, I mean, don't be surprised if it doesn't happen because, I mean, it's not like we've really been seeing it consistently with Bryce. But at the end of the day, I'm more happy he didn't turn the ball over. And
Exactly.
that's just me personally. But like I said, Jeff R, those are good points. Those are valid points. I mean,
Yep.
that's
Mm-hmm.
typically not what you want to see, especially consistently out of your offense. But
Yeah.
I'm just more so pleased he didn't turn the ball over. So that's all I can
Yeah.
really say. I mean, Corey, I mean, if you want to add to that, that's all I can really say about
I
that.
agree. And it's more about his development,
Yeah.
and you're starting to see him get more comfortable towards games like this. Where the Saints are struggling and the pass rush isn't as great on him. The Giants game where the pass rush is below average. And by the way, Brian Burns did his thing.
Yeah.
Let's make no mistake about it. Brian Burns did his thing, and Brady Christensen matched it.
Yeah.
I want to point that out because if Brian Burns was on Taylor Moton, I don't know what would have happened. That's a question mark. You know what I'm saying? If Brian Burns was on Icky would have got burnt crispy.
He probably would have had like 3 sacks.
Oh yeah, he would have burnt him crispy. He would have turned him into a turnstile.
Dang.
That's Brian Burns for you, and that
Um,
happened every day during practices too.
Jared says he played well enough to not lose, which is I think we have to take. I mean, that is true too. That is true too.
Bro, um, at this point, we're trying to up his value as much as we possibly can. So no matter what option we choose with Bryce, he'll have the maximum value.
Yeah,
At
that's
the end of the year.
that's a good point.
And my whole strategy was to put Bryce in during games where we know we have a shot at winning. You
Right.
know, like this Giants game where we knew we were going to win this one. Come on, you know.
Yeah, it was a lot closer than I had hoped for, but I mean,
Yeah.
both teams had the same record and,
Originally, my plan was to put him in during games that we knew we could not win at all because at that point, what damage can we cause other than what we've already done? You know what
mhm.
I mean?
Yeah.
He can't hurt us at that point. No
Right.
matter how many picks or turnovers he has, no matter how many lacks of completed passes, it can't hurt us.
Yeah,
We're
that's
already
a
going to
good
lose
point.
those games anyway. So and then put Andy Dalton in during games where we know we have a legitimate shot. Like this Giants game. But the thing is, people brought up the point of chemistry with the offensive line. See, the chemistry did not matter until we got the offensive line combo correct last week. Now it matters. Now it's a valid argument because now you could say, okay, we don't want to mess up that chemistry because we know it works. Bryce looked comfortable back there, you know, back to back games, and he's gotten us results.
Oh, Jared has a good point. As Panthers fans, he says, as Panthers fans, there's no such thing as a we knew we were going to win. That's a fair argument. That's
Fair.
fair.
Okay, I'll amend that too. We had a very, very solid shot at win, and we're
Hmm.
pretty doggone sure of it.
Yeah. I mean, and we've owed the Giants some receipts, especially considering we lost the last couple of meetings and oh my goodness gracious. Jeff R says, "Holy cow! Jared Goff currently has 5 interceptions, and they still are only down 3 points against a good team. The Lions are resilient.
What?
They will be hard to beat."
Oh my goodness.
He really has 5 interceptions. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
What?
I'm looking at it right now. Holy cow.
Yo, and they just started the fourth quarter.
CJ Stroud has 2 interceptions himself.
Oh
That's
man,
a
this
total of
is
7 picks this game.
this is a battle right here. Oh man,
There's no way. How do you
dang.
how do you have a total of 7 interceptions in one game? This is crazy.
Jared Goff, what are you doing, dude? What happened?
I
Oh,
don't know. This is not like him at all.
and
And it's
Kamar.
not like the Texans defense just turned into a super defense all of a sudden.
So
I believe.
Carlton Davis the third has both of the Lions interceptions. Kamari Lassiter has two um, of the interceptions for the Texans. Jimmy Ward with one. Henry To'oTo'o has one, and Kalen Bullock has one. Jeez.
Oh, Henry from Alabama.
Yeah, he got one of those
I
ints.
warned y'all about Henry, man.
Dang.
That's one of those players you do not want to throw that ball near.
Dang, did
This
he?
man will snatch one.
Are they just throwing the ball up and just praying? What the heck?
Wow. Just throwing constant Hail Marys, apparently.
Where's this at? Ooh, this is in Houston.
Yep.
And the
Mm-hmm.
crazy thing is the Texans are undefeated at home, the Lions are undefeated on the road.
Wow. I see
Oh,
that.
that game might come down to the wire or maybe even overtime.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if the Lions come away with this win and which will make them 8-1, the Lions are gonna be might be the biggest threat out of the NFC because with that type of resilience to have 5 turnovers and still win, that's not normal.
It's 11:38 on the clock right now for this game.
Yeah, and they're only down by 3.
Hmm.
Whoo wee!
Minnesota is gaining on them though in the north, so expect a battle between these two when they face each other again.
And aside from the turnovers, looking at the other stats, it's kind of even.
Hmm.
Wow.
I'm seeing that too. I'm looking at the stats right now in the box score on ESPN.
Dang, this might be game of the week right here. Shoot.
Maybe, maybe. Neither running back is really getting any ground.
True.
The wide receivers are getting yards aplenty. But David Montgomery has a fumble for the Detroit Lions.
Oh, dang.
Yep. So keep that in mind as you go into that fourth quarter.
Wow, that's
Um,
it's crazy.
we're looking at about dead even on third down efficiency, dead even on total drives. The Lions have more yards per play with 5.6 versus 4.1. Passing,
um,
the Lions have the advantage. And I think at the end of the day, that's what's going to do it.
um, oh, interesting question from Jeff R. He says, "How many wins will it take to get a wild card spot in y'all's opinion?" Uh, Jeff
We're
R.
not getting one.
Jeff R. I'm gonna be real with you. We would have to win out. We would have to win out. I honestly think our best chance of even getting a wild card, we would have to win out.
My response to that: how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Well, according to the
Because we're not getting one.
according to the commercial, it was a 3 before the owl bit into it, but
Who knows how many it actually is?
Mhm.
And I feel like that's where we're at too. How long is that going to take, right?
Yeah, yeah, just crazy.
We
Um,
could be waiting until next year before we hit a wild card. I'm telling you that right now.
so Jarrett, seven turnovers, turnovers.
7. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Shout out Skyler. How you doing, man?
oh, Jeff R says I'm not asking for us specifically. I know we're not going, just generally speaking.
Oh, okay.
Um,
It depends because it can range anywhere from like 8 to 10. It depends on what division you're in, how other teams are doing, the scheduling. There's a lot of factors that go into
if you want to be absolutely sure, about 9.
it.
I'd say,
9 is usually the safety number,
yeah, I would say 9.
but sometimes it can be 10.
Jared says we have a better chance at the division than the wild card. LOL, not even joking. And honestly, he's technically right.
Facts. Yeah, yeah. The Buccaneers are imploding a little bit. They got 4 straight losses. The Saints are imploding. Um, we've gotten 2 straight wins,
Yeah,
and the Falcons just took an L today too.
the main thing is we have to win and we need the others to lose. That's really our best chance.
I mean, if the Falcons implode too, I'm not saying that. Uh, nah. I'm not going to feed into that wagon wheel. I'm not going to do it. I know some people would love to see that happen, but no,
I just don't think
we
we
don't have
have.
enough.
I don't think we have enough firepower to really contend for the division. I really don't.
No, we don't. We don't. I
Um,
don't want to give people hope, and say, "Oh, we're gonna get 8 wins, just like or 7 wins like that one year." No. I'm
um,
not going to do that.
Jared says because our division is not great. But we're only 2 out. But the second half of our schedule, yikes! And that's the thing. That second
Yeah,
half of our schedule is dangerous.
yeah. That's what's going to kick us out. Uh, and the Saints' schedule is not getting any better either. It's only getting more dangerous for them too. So, I mean, third place is a possibility.
Like, in all honesty, if by some shade of a miracle we beat the Chiefs, Bucks, and the Eagles, then that would shoot our chances up by a lot. But like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it happening.
No,
I
it's
really
not
don't
going
see it
to.
happening. I mean,
No.
shoot.
And while I bring up Tampa Bay, let's look at Tampa Bay real quick
Yeah.
because
Hmm.
I kind of got distracted by that Texans score there. But yeah, Tampa's on a 4-game losing streak. They're 2-4 at home. I need people to
Right.
understand 2-4 at home
Hmm.
against four, 3 of 4 very, very good teams. You got the Ravens, Falcons, and Chiefs. 3 of the major contenders right now, back to back to back. If you're the Buccaneers, that's ooh boy. But you played the Ravens to 10 points, 41-31. You played the Falcons to about 5 points, and you played the Chiefs to 4 to 6 points. So I mean, this is in overtime. And if they had gotten the coins toss in overtime, I think they could have won. I think they could have broken the Chiefs' undefeated record.
Mm.
So I mean, this is a dangerous Buccaneers team. Even though they're on a 4-game losing streak, do not sleep on this Buccaneers team, or it is your butt. I'm
Nope.
telling you right now.
They said don't do it.
If if we come into that game in December thinking that, oh, this is a Buccaneers team that's just not quite there, they're not quite winning. Hold up, man. Go look at that schedule one more time, because that's boy.
Jeff R says Panthers got Chiefs, Bucks, Eagles. Falcons got Broncos, Chargers, Vikings. We're done like burnt cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jared says Bucks aren't as good lately though. Honestly, the only guaranteed losses are Chiefs and Eagles. Not saying we won't lose more, but the rest are at least winnable.
Don't sleep on the Buccaneers. I'm trying to tell you. That's what I just got son saying. Just because they're on a 4-game losing streak doesn't mean they didn't play these 4 games very, very close to the tooth, man.
Not to mention we haven't beaten the Bucks in a while. That's
Yeah, that's
that
a fact.
that's another thing to keep in mind. We haven't beaten the Bucks in a while.
Yeah. And they absolutely cooked the Saints 51-27. Let's not forget that. They played the Falcons to 6 points again, earlier in the year in Atlanta. Plus, they stomped the Eagles 35-16.
That they did.
They beat the Lions 20-16, and they beat the Commanders, the very dangerous Commanders, 37-20. Let's not sleep on these Buccaneers. Let's keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it a $1.50. That's a very dangerous team. Just because their record says 4-6, that boy, these are sleeping giants right here. That's a team you don't want to piss off. Because I'm gonna tell you this: the Raiders and Chargers are about to make that mistake, and they're about to regret it.
Oh snap!
The Chargers have some talent, but whatever talent they think they have is not going to light a candle to what Tampa's been bringing this year. The Raiders have been too stagnant to do anything, and the Saints, by the end of the year, are going to be garbage. So let's keep it a buck there. The Cowboys are about to get stomped by Tampa Bay. That's coming. January 22nd, that's coming. If the Cowboys don't fix their problems by the 22nd, that's coming. They'll be stomped by us first.
Jared says not calling it a win, but they are beatable. Oh, talking about the Bucks, I take it. Yeah, they're beatable.
Yeah, they're beatable. 4 teams, 4 dangerous teams have beat them already. You know, so let's keep it that. Like I said, keep it a $1.50. Buccaneers can be beaten, but do not piss them off, because if you go in there and play cardiac catch football rather than Carolina Panthers football, we've seen what happens
True.
against teams like that.
Oh, and we got a
Do
tie.
not make that mistake.
We got a tie game, 23-23.
Yes, indeed, we do. Heck of a game going on right there. And you know, I think a lot of the success was due to Baker Mayfield just doing what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But these are 4 dangerous defenses that Baker was going up against, and he still put up that many points. So I definitely like the Buccaneers' chances of being second place this year to the Falcons. Falcons have an easier schedule than the Buccaneers
Mm-hmm.
do. the Saints are going to continue to be trash, even though they've got a new coach and they've got the talent,
Mm-hmm. That they
which
do,
means
because they,
we took one game from them.
yeah,
We split with them,
because that's right. They fired Dennis Allen. Yeah, you're right.
right? So at the end of this, it's going to matter record wise, whether we manage to take third place or not. It's going to matter of how many points we're putting up offensively, versus their offensive total, which is 227.
Mm-hmm.
We're giving up 310 points this year. That's not good. And looking at the full standings of that, let's see. Where are we at? We are dead last in points against. Dead last
Yeah.
by a good margin. The next highest one up is what, 259, and that's the Dallas Cowboys right now.
Yes.
No, no, we in the NFC. Yeah, that's the second lowest,
Oh, oh, interesting.
second
Okay.
highest. But you got the AFC as well. So we're looking at 262 by the Bengals, 264 against with the Jaguars, and 251 with the Raiders.
Ah.
But we're still dead last in the whole league with over 300 points given up this year. That's
Yeah.
not good.
That needs some work. That definitely needs some work.
And about half of that was given up on running. So, I mean, we know what our problems are. We know how to fix them. We just got to go out there and use the picks and do it. Unfortunately, we can't fix it during the regular season, but we can fix it after.
Yeah. Mr. Gemini, welcome to the stream. He says another W, and I was concerned for Chuba there for a second when his leg bent backwards. I thought he may have blown out his knee. Yeah,
Oh man, yeah, that scared me.
yeah, that was scary. Thankfully he was able to come back in, didn't really miss a step. So, yeah, because that was scary. I mean, we already lost Miles, so yeah.
Mm,
But thankfully he finished and he was okay. But yeah, definitely scary.
I think the interesting score for me today, I mean, just looking at them, was let's see, who was it? Pittsburgh over Washington was the one that caught my attention because if you really look at it, Washington has more firepower than Pittsburgh,
yeah,
and I expected that to be a 10-point win or more.
that game was back and forth like crazy.
And Pittsburgh's defense gave up 27 points this game. That's
Yeah,
more so than they've been giving up all year.
yeah,
Um, because the last three games, no, the last four, you're looking at the Cowboys got like 20 points on them. Raiders got 13. Jets got 15. Giants got 18. You know,
hmm,
that defense has been holding their own against teams, that are lesser than them. And then they finally faced a real team in the Commanders, and they said, okay, how good really is this defense? And they
yeah.
found out today, 28-27 in DC.
Jared says Steelers are very good, not being talked about enough. Are the Steelers?
I agree.
Yeah,
Sleeping Giants right here.
definitely
Sleeping Giants.
a team to look out for in the AFC. But you know who I really feel for? I feel for Calvin Ridley. He's on the wrong team.
Yeah. And yet again, using him incorrectly.
That dude is
The,
on the wrong team.
yep. He'd been on the wrong team since he came into the league.
I mean, well, you don't think he was used well with the Falcons?
They weren't maximizing his potential. He had more to give.
Because I mean, 2020, he went off in 2020.
Okay, I'll give you 2020. But I'm beyond that. Matt Ryan was struggling because the offensive line did not get any help. And I'll tell you this, and I've said it many, many times. I'll say it again. If the Atlanta Falcons GMs
Hmm.
would give that Atlanta offense some offensive line help, they would be sitting on two Lombardis right now
Yeah,
under the
and
Matt Ryan era.
at the same time, Ridley didn't really help his case afterwards because the whole gambling situation that he got
Yeah.
suspended. So,
Which actually kept me from getting a fantasy ring, by the way.
oh, bummer.
Those 30 points, man. Those 30 points, bro. Like, really, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I'm still salty at him right now.
but he decided he had to gamble.
Bro, and then they made it legal.
Yeah.
The league made it legal the following year. And I'm like, bro, what? Roger Goodell, what are you doing, bro? So he gets slapped on the wrist, and then you're gonna make it legal to do exactly the thing that you slapped him on the wrist for?
Hmm.
How hypocritical does that sound?
If anything, I'm kind of shocked that they let him go after the 1 year in Jacksonville. He was balling in
Uh,
Jacksonville.
yeah, because he found his fit with Trevor Lawrence. Trevor knew how to use him correctly.
I don't know what they were thinking when they let him walk. I was like, "What?"
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um Jared says Ridley shredded us in 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the most part, we didn't really have a very good defense too, secondary wise. So
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise me. We had a lot of coverage issues,
Yeah,
um,
Ridley did his
and
thing.
and play calling issues too.
Yeah, Ridley definitely he did his thing. I give him that. He did his thing,
Yeah.
but I think just the big setback for him was when he, got caught with the whole gambling stuff. But yeah, I
Which
just
ultimately means nothing now,
yeah,
apparently.
I just think right now he's not on a team that really just will build him up to what
Mm-hmm.
we're used to seeing him to do, in my opinion.
Okay, we're down to the 2 minute warning in this Houston game.
Oh
Houston
snap!
is at 3rd and 4 at the Detroit 40.
Oh snap!
Now, if they convert this and they get field goal range, that could be it, folks. We could be seeing an upset in Houston because I don't think anybody had Houston beating Detroit this year. If you did, I want to sign your bingo sheet.
Oh snap!
Because that certainly was not on mine. I'll be impressed with you if it was on yours. And I look at that Baltimore score as well, 35-34. And Cincinnati kind of surprised me here.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, 34 points on the board against a Baltimore defense Now, does that mean that Baltimore's defense is starting to lose their edge? I got
uh,
questions there, man. I got questions because
Dame,
if you look at that Bengals offense, it hasn't been that impressive this year.
uh, Damian Hernandez, welcome to the stream. He says Lions losing would be like music to my ears. Nah, I feel you there. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, he's a Bears fan, so I get it. I get it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I want,
Bears, y'all didn't even do that much better today either.
I,
So
I want to know what happened. Y'all are on a 3-game winning streak, and then y'all lost three games in a row. What happened?
I'll tell you what happened. They got exposed.
But then again, they did. They then again they did take on the Commanders, Cardinals, and the Patriots. Although I would have figured they would have beaten the Patriots, but
Patriots are trash right
but congrats. Oh, Damien says congrats on the win. That game was good. Yep, appreciate it.
now. I will say this: the Bears' defense is legitimate because they did hold the Commanders to 18 points.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Thursday was more Jamar Chase karma for coming on here talking smack. Oh, jeez. Um,
All right, so with the Bears allowing the Cardinals to get 29 points, is the Cardinals' offense that much more dangerous than 29 points normally?
uh,
That's what I got questions about right there, man.
da- da-
I don't
Damien
like that.
Damien says Eberflus sucks. Why do y'all keep him then? Why do y'all keep
Yeah,
him?
exactly. Some would argue for the same reason we're keeping Bryce Young, but
I mean, which that's fair. That's definitely fair.
yeah, yeah.
but I
We held
mean,
on to Mingo for too long too.
I will say
At least we
though,
got something for
I will say though, Caleb Williams is putting up some pretty decent numbers. Just got a ways to go, but he's put up some decent numbers.
him.
I ain't
I'm
mad at
doing the
him.
same.
I
Yeah,
ain't I ain't mad at him.
yeah, same. I think you got a pretty decent quarterback to start building around. I'm not gonna say he's one of the better ones out there, but I'm gonna say he's good enough that you can start building around.
But at the same time, Damien, I love you, but I still stand strongly on y'all's offense shouldn't really have any type of serious struggles with the number of weapons that y'all have on offense. And I'm sticking with that. I'm sticking
Yeah,
with that. Like y'all really should
maybe it's
be
the offensive coordinator.
I maybe, but I honestly don't see why they can't be in at least the top 6 or 7 offense in the league, to be honest with you, even with a rookie quarterback. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, facts, facts. And the 19-3 Patriots win is not a good look for the Bears. After doing all that work against uh, the Jags, us, and the Rams, that's not a good look
Oh, I also didn't realize that
in the Commanders game
that
too.
I didn't realize Mac Jones was the backup to Trevor Lawrence.
Really?
Yeah. Yep, sure is. I
I heard the
didn't know.
Chiefs got zappy,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I'm very upset about that. Y'all don't even need zappy, dude. Look at bro. You have Patrick Mahomes, the god among men in the NFL right now. The current quarterbacks. Okay, that probably could have been phrased differently, but my point is like he is the legendary quarterback right now that everybody's talking about. Then you've got Carson Wentz, who needs a absolute uh, Fort Knox around him, offensive line wise, which he has in KC. And he's going to succeed if he has to come in. I don't see
Um,
why you need another quarterback.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't. Y'all can roll with two. Let somebody else have Zappy that actually needs him.
yeah. Um, Jared said Houston missed a field goal. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Um, Damien says the reason we're keeping a Bearfluss is the same reason why y'all traded DJ Moore. Nah, 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 nah. No,
No, no,
don't
no.
don't
Don't
do
do
that.
that. Don't
Cause
do that.
and the reason why I say that, Damien, y'all had
Come on,
y'all
man.
had multiple first round picks, not to mention y'all loaded up on weapons. Nah, no, I ain't trying to hear that. Cause y'all
No.
even if you take the DJ Moore trade out of it, y'all still loaded up on weapons. Nah, I don't buy that. Nope, I'm
Facts.
not buying that. Come on now. Nah, nah, I'm not buying that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not buying it either. Oh man, Detroit's got a minute 33 to play with, and two timeouts. Houston has none. Yep, this is the Lions game right here. I think if they can get into field goal range, that's it. So Jared Goff, despite throwing 5 picks, is about to actually win this game.
Mm.
That's insanity.
Uh, Damian Hernandez says Carson Wentz is overrated. Zappy a good pick. Hold up, hold
Hold up,
up,
no.
hold
Wentz
up,
is not a overrated
hold up.
quarterback. I'm sorry, no.
Timeout, timeout. You're
Ding ding
compare
ding 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 ding.
you're comparing you're
Let's go.
comparing Carson Wentz, somebody who's won a Pro Bowl and who's technically won a Super Bowl, even though he wasn't the starting quarterback, was in the MVP discussion that year until he got hurt. And you're comparing Carson Wentz to Bailey Zappi?
Oh,
Excuse
oh,
me?
uh-oh, uh-oh,
Hold up, Damien. Bro.
uh-oh.
Please tell me you're trolling. Please tell me you're trolling.
Wow.
Please tell me you're trolling. Please tell me you're trolling. Damien, for the love that is all and mighty, please tell me you're trolling. I'm begging you. I'm begging you with every fiber of my being.
Uh-oh,
Please tell me you're trolling.
uh-oh.
You
You done
can't
triggered my man Blitz over here.
you can't be serious.
You
You
done triggered him with that one right there.
you can't be serious. You're comparing Carson Wentz to Bailey Zappi. You can't be
There ain't no
serious.
way. There ain't no way. Come on, Damien.
You, you,
Nah.
Woosa. 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 And yes, I know, I understand he's from Raleigh, North Carolina, so it's kind of a, Woosa.
Wow. Wow. That's wild.
Hold up. Carson Wentz hasn't done anything since Super Bowl, reason why he goes from so hold up.
Nah.
Being a
Damien, come on, man.
being a Pro Bowler, hold up. Being a Pro Bowler has an average completion percentage of 62.7, has 153 touchdowns, passing touchdowns, 67 interceptions, and
I'm gonna type it down.
this dude has a passer rating of 89.4% and has over 22,292 passing yards, and he's overrated.
Y'all done it now.
Are you sure about that, Damien? Are you sure about that?
You can't come up in here with that nonsense and expect us not to call it out, man. You can't. You can't, bro. Don't do that, man.
Not to mention, whoo,
Wow. Well, y'all wild in the night, aren't you?
I mean, heck, he even had a good season with the Colts. I mean, they finished 9-8, but even in that season, he went over 350 or 3,560 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. I mean, this this dude has
Let them know.
this dude has only thrown double-digit interceptions twice his entire career, twice.
Let them know.
And he's been playing since 2016. Yes, the main thing with Carson Wentz had been injury woes. I'll give you that. But aside from that, this dude has put up great numbers in his career.
Sure has.
Like I said, the injuries, yeah, they were
Mm-hmm.
setbacks. I give you that. But to compare him to Bailey Zapp? What?
Nah.
What?
Nah.
Mm,
That's cap,
mm,
bro. Damien, that's cap, bro.
mm, that's that's definitely a hot take. That's definitely a very hot take.
Yeah.
That's like an
Yeah.
that's like an inferno take. That's an inferno take.
Wow.
Whoo.
Yeah. They get you all hot and bothered tonight, don't they, Bliss?
Not to mention set Eagles franchise records in 2019 for pass completions in a season and
Uh-oh.
passing yards in a season,
Uh-oh.
which was 2 years after the Super Bowl.
Y'all done got him started. Y'all done got him started now.
Comparing Carson Wentz to Bailey Zappi. What? What's a Pro Bowler? What has won a Pro Bowler? When has Zappi won a Pro Bowl? What? What? Shoot. Damien, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart like Anakin broke Padme's heart. Come on,
Oh,
dude.
ouch.
Come on, dude.
Ouch.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you. Uh, uh, uh. Damien. Damien, come on, Damien. Come on, Damien. Come on, Damien. Come on. Come on, Damien. I'm a be like Marvin Tikva up in here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Damien,
Yo.
Damien, just come on. Damien, come on. Come on.
Come on now.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, I'm reading chat down on one. I'm sorry,
Whew.
man. I can't. Wiz got me over here rolling, man. For
Damien.
real.
Damien, I love you, bro, but come
Oh my
on.
god.
Come on.
What's good, man?
Come on.
What's good?
Damien. You know what? We could go to a Panthers Bears game together. We can meet up, have lunch or dinner. We could talk. We could debate. We can talk trash during the game. We can
Absolutely.
we can we can
Yeah.
live it up. But Damien, come on. This was a bad take. Come on, come on, come on, Come
Come
on.
on now.
Come on.
Come on now.
Honestly, I might have to finish the rest of this stream in this position because my heart, my heart's just, oh man. Oh, here, hold on. Let me get some water. Let me get some water. Let me get some water.
we gonna have to get
Mm.
we gonna have to get the EKG machine, man. We gonna have to check
Uh,
you, man. We got to bring you back to life, Blitz.
uh, Damien, Damien, there's
Bro.
Damien, there's so many other quarterbacks you could have picked, man. So many, tons,
Oh my god.
tons. But Bailey Zappi, Carson Wentz. Ah, ah. Oh man.
1, 2, 3, pump.
Uh,
1, 2, 3, pump. We gotta give him back to life, man. We gotta bring him back to life. David done killed
okay.
him up in here.
Oh
Death of a
man.
streamer.
Oh man. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Let me see if I can get back up. Oh man. Okay, my heart's still
You're
beating.
alive,
Okay.
man. You
Yeah.
alive. You
Yeah.
good?
Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right.
David over here trying to kill a man.
Whew. Okay, I'm good. I'm good.
He's over here
Yeah.
trying to kill a man with
Yeah.
words on stream.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna need a second after that too. That was
Oh
funny.
man. Whew. Man,
This is a wild and Sunday right here.
I hope my older brother wasn't on here during that time because as a Eagles fan, he once had Carson Wentz, and oh man,
Oh, he would not have liked that much.
oh man.
Hey, shout out to 901 Sports Moods. Yo, my boy, told you being a Lions fan was a roller coaster. What the heck is going on with golf tonight? Let's go, bro.
But they pulled it off. They ended up pulling it off. Man.
Uh, he makes sports edits and compilations. He's gonna make
Oh.
one for Chuba. I
Oh.
asked him to make one for Chuba.
Oh, that's what's up. That's
Yep,
what's
yep,
up.
yep. Who is Carolina playing next? We got a bye week next week, and then we got KC the following week.
Yes. But
Yep, them
but
nasty Chiefs.
and dang, the Lions are now 8-1.
Wow. But they survived the scare today.
Honestly, don't be surprised if they end up being the favorites to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. I mean, with that much grit, like Jeff R was saying, with that much grit and still able to finish and win, whoo. Because usually you win the turnover game, the other
Mm-hmm.
team the other team is
Mm-hmm.
screwed. But
Mm-hmm. They almost got there last year. If it wasn't for as much weaponry as San Francisco had, they would have gotten there.
but I mean, what do
But
you?
now
What?
San Fran doesn't have that weaponry anymore. So Detroit, you're up to
Oh,
bat.
I just saw the kick. He just squinches it right past the crossbar.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he just fitted it right in. He barely
Wow.
fitted it right in. Wow.
That's wild.
But what if you're the Texans? I mean, what do you say after a game like that? I mean, 5 interceptions and you still couldn't get the job done?
This has been a streaky Texans team. I mean, they've shown that they've got grit, man. You know, they beat the Colts 23-20. They did lose to the Packers, but I mean,
Ooh,
It's a team that's got a little bit of grit to them.
ooh,
You
Damien's
know,
Damien's got a good question. He says, "Who do y'all think were the winners and losers in the trade deadline?"
I
Um,
honestly only saw a few trades. Two trades made by us and one made by the Patriots, if I remember right.
yeah,
I There weren't many trades going on, so I didn't see a lot of the stuff that was going on. I paid attention to the stuff that we were
yeah, Damien, that's hard. That's hard to say. I know the Chiefs picked up DeAndre Hopkins, and they did a little something,
doing. That's
something.
the one I think that wins.
I mean, the Ravens did get our Deontay Johnson, but he hadn't really done anything yet with them. So I don't know.
The
Um,
Mingo trade was a win for us. We got what we needed out of it.
yeah, that was a good trade. The Mingo trade.
Hmm.
Um,
And I think we won by not trading the house. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
If this was Marty, if this was Scott Bitter, we would have traded a lot more pieces, and
Damien.
the coach would have got fired.
True, true. Damien says that was a Shawn Michaels sweet chin music. That's what you did to me a moment ago. Shoot, that's what you did to me. Shoot, if you would have pinned me for the 1, 2, 3, you would have became WWE champion. Shoot, dang. Phew. Uh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He is definitely a Panthers fan as well. That is
Oh,
correct.
cool. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is a Panthers content creator, same as me.
That's what's up.
And Commander signed Marshawn Lattimore, and
Oh
then they did.
yeah, that's right. That's right. But
Yep, yep, yep.
I'm gonna send you a clip of this. You got to see how close this kick was. I just uh, DM'd you.
All right. I'm
Like,
checking right now.
that was crazy how close that was.
Wow.
Like, it looked like it should have hit the crossbar, but nah, it squeaked it right in. Just crazy.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. It's popping up. All right, let's see it. Oh,
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
yeah. I,
That is as close as you can get to that crossbar without actually hitting it as I've ever seen.
just squeaked it
Yeah,
right on in. That was
that's wild, bro.
that was impressive. Like,
Yeah, it was for sure, for sure.
but hey, 8-1.
Oh, did you see the comment from Chad on that one? He was a brick salesman last week.
Oh, jeez. Dang.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's funny. That's funny. Oh man.
That's amazing.
But I tell you, wild day. Wild day indeed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Phew. But yeah, so Coach Canales said himself he had planned on 2 practices, but he decided to cancel them after getting 2 back-to-back wins. So give the players a much needed break, get folks a chance to heal.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how the personnel is going to look as they get prepared in another week for the Chiefs,
Hmm. I
which,
want that same starting five offensive line all year long
mhm.
from here on. But continue.
So that would be really good. That would be really good. Hopefully we'll get an idea of Miles Sanders' status. I mean, I don't know how serious he got carted off, so I mean, it looked like it could be a pretty serious injury.
Hmm.
Um, but other than that, I mean, we should hopefully see the debut of Jonathan Brooks. So he's got an extra week to get ready. Um, but yeah. Um, did you? I was gonna suggest scores next, unless you had another particular topic. Because I mean, this
I
was
think I'm just looking at the improvements that we can make, going forward.
right. Okay.
Because it's starting to become a lot more clear, week by week, exactly what we need.
Yeah. Um. So what I see from Bryce, I think he's definitely made more of an effort to not turn the ball over, but at the same time, he's still got to take some shots downfield, which he has done, a little more than what we're used to seeing, but, there's plenty of room to improve and expand on that. So,
I would agree. Um, I think just looking at this depth chart right now, I don't know that much about Jarrett Kingston. Tell me about him
depth chart the
for
ch-
us.
for us.
He's
Um,
a rookie guard, 6'4", from the Trojans, 308.
yeah, I'm not too familiar
Now,
with him.
yeah, did we pick him up off of somebody's practice squad? Where did he come
I think so. um,
from? Okay. That's just a name that I've seen on this depth chart, and I'm just like,
he was apparently a 6th round draft pick by the 49ers.
okay.
So,
Yeah, I'll take that for what you will. Zavala is definitely not the answer. Yash is not the answer. Felipe Franks, I'm about done with Felipe Franks. We need to sign a tight end.
yeah, pretty much.
Don't draft one, sign. We'll do with tight end in 2026 offseason. I'm not in a hurry for that. And whoever we sign is going to be replacing Ian Thomas and Felipe Franks and Jordan Matthews. And it's going to be a permanent part of this tight end room,
so you
along
don't
with Sanders and Tommy Tremble.
so you don't see Jordan Matthews still being with this team after the season.
The thing is, like, Jordan Matthews and Felipe Franks both have opposite skills, you know?
Hmm,
And the thing is, like, neither one of them are complete tight ends, and we
hmm.
need a complete tight end.
I
So
see.
once you get that complete tight end, that eliminates the need for a Felipe Franks and a Jordan Matthews,
I see.
and Ian Thomas needs to be replaced anyway. So once you find that, you know, then you got three solid tight ends you can count on.
Hmm.
And if you feel the need to resign, uh, maybe a Jordan Matthews for one more year or something like that, you could do that. But
Hmm.
at this point, we're pretty much done with Ian Thomas. Felipe Franks was a practice squad guy. He should have never made it up to the 53. I've been
Yeah.
watching him for a few years. Jordan Matthews, same thing. So at this point, I don't want to have to ride with Ian Thomas for another year. I don't want to have to do it, but at the same time, we're using 4 tight ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Ian's specialty has been blocking, but I mean,
There's a lot of tight ends out there that can do that.
true. I mean, it's part of your job. Part of your job. Part of your job.
So maybe sign 2 tight ends and just rock
Um,
with that.
I mean, Tremble's gonna be back. Tremble's still on
Mm-hmm.
his rookie contract, so I mean, there's that. I mean, he just has to.
Dude, when I saw Zach Ertz was a free agent this last offseason, I was like, we need to sign him ASAP.
I remember
That
you.
will that will eliminate the need for Ian Thomas, Felipe Franks, and Jordan Matthews right there.
Yo. So apparently, Chuba Hubbard briefly dislocated his knee on that
Oh
play,
no,
and he still came back and finished the game. What?
no,
What?
wow! Are you kidding me?
Hold up. Hold up.
No,
Wow.
that's
Chuba.
crazy.
Chuba. Do do
This
we
dude's a workhorse.
do we have a beast in Chuba Hubbard or what?
This dude is a beast. Oh man, I wish 901 Sports Moves was still in the chat to hear that right there. He's working on that Chuba edit right now. Oh my god! If
So,
you were, yo, 901, are you still in chat? Let me know if you're still in my chat because that's crazy.
yeah. Um I would suggest this just as a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Chuba, that's impressive and all. Do
But
me
you're not Thomas Davis,
do
bro.
do me a favor though. Wear a knee brace.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just be on the safe side.
Yep.
Wear a knee brace.
Yep.
Not
Heal
saying
yourself up for the next 2 weeks.
not saying you need it, but let's be safe about it.
Right.
You
Let's
know,
be
just
smart.
just wear a knee brace and just, focus on, doing what you got to do. Impressive that you did finish the game. You did your thing,
Yep.
but
Mm-hmm.
bro, we're going to need you for the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Wear a knee brace. Wear a knee brace.
Don't risk that knee.
Yeah. Because if it dislocated briefly, ugh.
Imagine if it completely dislocated. Oh my god. And we lost him for the rest of the year, maybe
Yeah.
longer.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Jeez. Scary stuff right there. It seems like every player that we ask to become a juggernaut or a workhorse gets themselves injured because they're trying to do too much. And that's what I'm scared of is Chuba just trying to do too much, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love the fact that you're a workhorse, but you got to keep it above 50, man. You're not going to last forever in the league, especially as a running back. You got to protect yourself. You got to keep yourself safe. You got to, keep yourself healthy on the field.
Yeah.
Availability is the best ability.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, I mean, looking at what we can be, based on the last 2 games, there's a lot of potential to grow here. We've shown that we have a lot of tools,
Mhm.
to work with. And, we built the foundation correctly. The last 2 games have proven that. So let's start building on that foundation now. Let's start filtering out the stuff that we don't need and start building them properly. Um, well, Jarrell Sunchild, think Brooks is still on the 53-man roster, but he is still injured. Let's make sure that we're aware of that situation right there. Just because you see him on the 53 doesn't mean he's going to get to play. He may not get any snaps, which I had a feeling that was the case, today.
Yeah, but they didn't want to go ahead and put him on IR and him be out for the season. So
Yeah, yeah. And I want to caution people about that. They got so excited for Brooks that, yeah, Brooks is coming back. Brooks is this and this. Okay. He's not completely healed yet. I pointed this out in other people's chats as well. You know, the league forced us to put him on the 53 before we were ready to. If that wasn't a league rule, we would still have him on week to week injury status.
hmm
I guarantee it. And there's some players that are like that. But we finally got DJ Wanham to play. Excited about that.
oh yeah,
I mean, there's some pieces, man. There's definitely some pieces. Um, I'll go offensively first, and then we'll go to defensively,
all right,
and we'll just say this is what we want to keep versus what we want to filter out, based on what we know right now. But these players could change. These players could change productivity wise. Keep that in mind. It is mid-season,
hmm
so what they look like now could look completely different in the second half of the season. Keep that in mind. But right now, this is the first overall look at the picture, at the map. After finally seeing 2 weeks of good consistency, I've talked about the offensive line. We know exactly what we want to keep on this offensive line,
hmm
as far as the starting five. Now it's a matter of, okay, we need a replacement for Yash Neiman. We need a replacement for Chandler Zavala. We need I'm going to say upgrade on those two players. I'm not going to say replacement, but upgrade. And then you go into the tight end room. Like I said, Ian Thomas needs to go. Felipe Franks needs to go. Jordan Matthews needs to go. We need a solid, balanced tight end. We got that in Sanders, but we need another one. That way you can roll with three if you need to in a West Coast offense.
hmm
Um, Dave Canales likes to roll with four. Um, I'm not sure how well that's going to work in the future. You probably will have to sign one of these guys back. It's a number four. It'll probably look like Jordan Matthews most likely. Because once we move Ian Thomas,
perhaps.
that's it.
That time is closing in. It seems like it's closing
Yeah,
in.
he's had plenty of time. Um, so keep Sanders, keep Tommy Tremble. Both of them are solid. Let's move to the running backs. We're happy with the running backs room. Uh, Blackshears needs to stay on special teams. He cannot go anywhere on returns,
hmm
in particular, kick returns. Right,
yes.
that's where he was making his bread. There you go. Keep him at kick return. I'm happy with that. He's not a very good running back, but he can do kick returns. So that's his purpose. Okay, so we're gonna pay him special teams money. You know, he's not going to get running back money. He's going to get special teams money once we rearrange his schedule, his contracts, once that becomes available. Now, Miles Sanders, Your future depends on Brooks as a Carolina Panther.
Hmm. Good
Either
point.
Brooks pans out or he does not. There's only two options here. And if Brooks does not pan out and we move Sanders for nothing, we've only got Chuba Hubbard, who now, after the conversation we just had about his knee, that scares me. I don't like that.
Hmm.
I don't like that one bit. So I need Brooks properly tested once this man gets healthy again. That means give him some reps. We know who Miles Sanders is. We know who Chuba is. Let's leave that how it is.
Hmm.
Let's keep it a buck and take Miles Sanders out. Give Brooks the reps once Brooks gets healthy. That it's as simple as that for the rest of the year. Miles Sanders is good in short yardage situations. We'll test Brooks for about 2 games or so, and then it either we like Brooks or we don't. If we like Brooks, he stays in after that point
Right.
towards the end of the year, and we move Miles Sanders
Yeah, that's
at
that's
that
fair.
point with Ian Thomas in a package deal. That's what I want to see happen because Miles Sanders will still be worth something by the end of the year. And if you want to boost up his Miles Sanders trade value, then we'll do that for the last 3 games or something like that. You know what I mean? But right now, I don't feel the need to push Miles Sanders as far as reps, you know, unless Chuba is out, going into the Chiefs game. If that's the case, then Miles Sanders needs the reps. We put Brooks at number 2 until Chuba Hubbard is back to his old self again. That's how I see that playing out. You know, do not give Blackshear any of these reps at second string. He belongs to special teams. That's it. I've seen enough of him. I know who he is as a running back. He is not a running back. He's a special teams man. So that's where I'm at running back room wise. We got to move in, but he is worth probably only a Subway sandwich right now,
Dang.
value wise. 6th or 7th round value. That's it. That's pocket change to a team right now that doesn't value those 2 spots in the draft order. So to me, we'll be lucky if we get a 7. So he's got to get packaged up with somebody that's worth something, which is Miles Sanders, in order to get something out of that. And as I've said before, make it a priority when we are trading to never give away any type of talent for free, no matter how talented they are.
Agreed.
I don't care how garbage they are. Package them up. Now, Felipe Frank should have never made the 53, so that's no. I don't care if he gets cut. Jordan Matthews might be worth a 7th, maybe. But
Mm.
Ian Thomas, we're lucky to get a 7th. That's the stuff that we got to package up. If I was general manager and I was looking to overhaul this depth on this defensive line, I
Hmm.
package Josh Neiman up with Chandler Zavala and see what we get. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Then you go out and you draft their replacements. You look on free agency at the end of the year. You find out who could be a proper left guard for us, to replace Zavala or an upgrade on. Now I don't know enough about Jared Kingston, so I need to see a little bit of him playing at guard before I can really get an idea of his identity.
I
Because
see.
right now I don't know him from Joe on the street. As a Panther, as a Carolina Panther, I don't know him from Joe on the street. Now, as a former player, For the 49ers, he was probably very, very good.
I
But it's the
see.
Carolina Panther, I don't know who he is. He doesn't have an identity yet, in my eyes. So that's what I would do if I was GM for that. And I know a lot of people are not going to like that because that means Icky gets moved back to second string while we draft a left tackle. You know, Icky becomes the next Cameron
Hmm
Irving, which is fine. We can do that. We have the option to do that now because you're giving me 3 whole quarters out of 4, which is fine. It's not starter material though. We got to stop acting like Icky is starter material. That's where we keep screwing up. We keep trying to play games with this left tackle position, man. And I'm telling you, the moment we quit playing games with left tackle and get serious with this is the moment we start fixing this problem for good. We stopped playing games at guard. We went out and we paid Robert Hunt a ton of money.
A ton.
We stopped playing games at left guard. We got Damian Lewis. And look at the results we're getting. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Stop playing games with left tackle. Go get somebody that's going to last, like the Energizer Bunny, man. You
Yeah.
know, that's what we need. All right, so wide receiver, we lost 2 guys to trade. We lost some talent here, but we can still make something out of this. We've got 3 wide receivers, literally. That's it. 3 wide receivers. Xavier Leggett, Jalen Coker, David Moore. That's it. That's all we
mm,
got. We don't know any of the rest of these guys. They come off the practice squad. We don't know who they are. We got to draft a wide receiver in this draft coming up. That needs to happen. Either we sign somebody, or we draft somebody, or we do both. I recommend we do both.
I see.
It is worth
Interesting.
putting the money into that.
hmm
But I'm not talking big money at wide receiver. I'm talking like decent amount of money, like maybe 8 to 10 million. Enough
hmm
to make a dent. And get a good wide receiver out of that.
Shoot,
You know what I
let's
mean?
shoot. Let's get Calvin Ridley from the Titans. How about that? Shoot.
Oh, I'd love to have Calvin Ridley, but this dude's gonna ask for a bag, especially considering he played for the Falcons.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
I'm
a fair point actually.
I'm actually interested in Agnew, Jamal Agnew, because this dude is a slot receiver.
Jamal
He can play
Agnew from the Jags.
Jacksonville originally. Yes, I like this guy because he fits the West Coast offense. He's a slot receiver. He can play medium routes as well. He can get you these first downs. He can move the chains. Every successful team this year has a wide receiver or 2 in their wide receiver core that can move the chains for them. Obviously, XL is our deep threat. Jalen Coker is our medium threat. We need a short term threat. And right now, that's David Moore, but can we add one more for cheap, at the end of the year,
hmm
along with the draft pick, wide receiver, late in the draft? Because we got bigger issues and bigger fish to fry right now. And wide receivers, even down there, have a lot of value. So
Right,
uh,
right.
these have been deep wide receiver classes lately. So I'm willing to sit on that. And we obviously keep XL, we keep Coker, we keep David Moore, we keep that unit together.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why the heck is Hunter Renfro still a free agent?
Oh my goodness, yes. We don't have the money right now to go after him. Where are we at in the cap? Let me check over the cap. Uh, Quentin Jefferson just got signed for the Bills. Alvin Kamara got an extension. David Montgomery got an extension. That's just it. Recently, Sterling Shepard got signed by the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers also got Troy Hill, by the way. So,
Oh
in case you're
yeah,
wondering, he went to a division rival. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Panthers, that's a no-no. You don't let a player like that go to a division rival.
because y'all got to remember he got released in March.
Mm-mm-mm.
Why the heck is Hunter Renfro still a free agent?
Oh my goodness. Y'all messed up royally with Troy Hill. I'm trying to tell you. Horrible move. We are sitting here with $1.4 million in cap space. That is why we have not signed Hunter Renfro. Oh, plus we have an allergy to Clemson players too,
Oh
for
yeah,
some reason. I don't know what it is, but we have an allergy to Clemson players. Which I mean, if you feel like Gamecocks players are playing better than Clemson players, by all means, if they're better at their position than the Clemson player, that's fine.
yeah.
Because I'm all about building the 53-man roster. I'm putting my partiality aside when it comes to that as a Clemson fan, you know.
Yeah,
But you you got to recognize Clemson has now won two national championships and beaten just about every national college power out there
there you go.
under Dabo Swinney. And we're not taking advantage of that talent. Why? You know, it's about practicality. It's not about bias. It's about practicality. Oh, of course, we're all about Alabama players. We're all about LSU players. We're all about Georgia players. But when it
Yeah.
comes to a two-time national champion Clemson Tigers team, and we don't use any of that talent with Venables that put Georgia Tech into negative numbers consecutive years on a triple option offense,
Yep. Not to mention, folks forget
when
Hunt.
we have run trouble,
Yeah.
run defense trouble, anybody, like, how does this make sense?
And
And we just faced one of those players just today.
true. And folks also forget Hunter Renfro is a 2021 Pro Bowler.
Dexter Lawrence was also a Pro Bowler.
Yep. Dexter Lawrence. Yep.
A lot of people forget how much of a beast he was in a Clemson uniform.
So I
That man was a
mean,
run stopping machine.
I was just really surprised to, because I know we had talked about him like maybe a few months back, and then check back, and
Yeah.
here it is about to be the middle of November, and nobody's picked up Hunter
Nobody
Renfro.
signed him.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's really
Interestingly
crazy.
enough, you got a Browns team that has $46.2 million in cap. Patriots have 36.5. Raiders have 34.4,
Oh shoot.
and they're all struggling right now. Why would you not sign this man? Please tell me why. When he has worked well with Deshaun Watson before,
That's a good
why would
point.
you not? That's the team chemistry right there. Why do you think the Jaguars went with Travis Etienne? And put him back with Trevor Lawrence. That's a dude. Why would you not sign him, Browns? What are you doing?
He's healthy. I mean, he's.
I don't get it. I don't
Uh,
get it. Please help me, Browns. Please help me to understand this because I don't get it.
yeah, I don't know.
You got a Jaguars team, $19.4 million with another Clemson quarterback, and you still don't want to put him back with Trevor Lawrence, who is struggling right now.
And then if you really want to get crazy, there is a wide receiver that probably we could get for 10 million, but it's not the one you want.
Who's that?
Who's trying to even find his way back onto a team, and that's wide receiver Michael Thomas. And I'm like, heck no.
No, no, I'm not interested.
He really, since the injuries started piling up for him, he hasn't been the same. He really hasn't
He
been the
is a
same.
walking piece of glass right now.
Yeah,
I'm
cause
sorry to say it, but if you're a wide receiver and you're a walking piece of glass, nobody's going to want you after a certain period of time.
cause dude, after 2019, it
You
just
know, first two or three injuries, okay, you know that's a weird coincidence. Then you go up to 4 to 5.
yeah,
That's where people draw the line. You know,
and
and they say, yeah, you're injury prone.
yeah,
You get hit with that tag, you're
cause,
done.
'cause after 2019, he was getting more and more injuries, and he didn't even play in 2021. So
At that point, you're just done. You might as well hang up your cleats. You're done.
yeah, I mean,
With all due respect, because no team is going to sign you unless they're desperate.
yeah, I mean, 31. Like,
Especially at that age, yeah, you're done, buddy.
I hate to say
I
it,
hate it.
but like, shoot, I'd rather take a chance on Julio Jones before I take a chance on Michael Thomas, if you ask me.
Yeah, facts, facts.
But
Julio might still have it, but you know you're taking a real risk. But
yeah,
at least he's not going to get hurt.
right. But Michael Thomas, like after 2019, he just has been a shell of his former self. Hate
You
to.
know, so you got the Cardinals who have 18.4. You got Kyler Murray there. Take a chance, Kyler. Ask for it. The Cowboys are struggling with offense, $20.8 million right now without Dak Prescott. Go get him. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like, what is going on here? The Titans are struggling at quarterback, 16.6, and you know that he could help you. Go get him. Jordan Love, $15.9 million right now with the Packers. You're not doing anything with that money. Go get him. You know, and we haven't even hit the bigger teams yet.
yeah,
These are just the teams that need that immediate help right now. The Chiefs somehow found enough money to sign DeAndre Hopkins in a trade. I mean, this is a team that wants that trophy. If you
yeah,
want a shot at that trophy, you got to take major risks, man. And the Chiefs knew exactly what they were doing.
yeah,
They didn't know those picks. What were they going to do with it anyway? The same thing that just picked up a wide receiver probably, and they just got Xavier Worthy. They're loading up on even more depth now.
right, right.
This is a massive monster amount of depth. Meanwhile, everybody else is just getting weaker. You know, Rams, Jets, you know, Texans are struggling.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All these other teams are struggling, and they refuse to spend the money. But KC is over here loading up on wide receivers because of your incompetence as GMs. I'm sorry, it is incompetence because that's that's the only word I can really say to describe this as, because you're stupidly allowing this dude to just pick up every wide receiver on the market
Yeah.
for no reason at all
Mm,
when you don't even need that much talent in your wide receiver room. What are you going to do with all of it? Have them roast marshmallows and watch them get a free Super Bowl ring?
yeah, seriously.
I mean, this is ridiculous. Somehow KC finds that money and you guys can't. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Come on now. Y'all had all this time to make moves like that, and you're not making. That's your own fault. That is your own fault. Every single one of y'all should be ashamed of yourselves as GMs.
Oof.
Every one of y'all. I'm gonna let the Lions off the hook because they're winning right now. But everybody else, Commanders, I'm letting you off the hook too. You're winning right now.
Yeah, which is fair.
Bengals, you're putting up enough points, so that's fair. You don't need it. The teams that don't need them, you're off the hook. But the teams that are not doing it, that are still down here with this much cap room, shame on y'all.
Right, right.
And meanwhile, we're gonna be sitting at free agent market at the end of the year with a ton of cap room. We're about to take advantage of that. We're about to take full advantage of that. At the end of the season, watch this. I'm trying to tell you, 2025, we are sitting on $37.6 million coming into this free agent market. If we make no more moves after today,
I see. Wow,
it's a
interesting.
good amount of money, man, and no dead cap. Chad was pointing this out. We have $1.9 million in dead cap this year. That's it. And you're looking at teams like the Buccaneers that have $29.9 million in dead cap. You got the Raiders who have 29 million in dead cap. The Browns at 39.7, and the Saints, worst of all, in dead cap. They're going to be in the red.
Oh
Are
yeah,
sitting on
they're
$48.4 million in dead cap.
oh yeah, they really have screwed themselves over.
They have no one left to restructure or take money from.
Yeah,
We're all going to come up with the money for that. There's going to be a fire sale, and we're about to start taking advantage. Watch this crap, man. I want some offensive linemen. That's what I want. All right, so that's what we're looking at wide receiver. So now we get into quarterback. Okay, you got Andy Dalton, you got Bryce Young. Andy Dalton probably will not last that much longer. How many more years? Maybe 2 to 3. Who knows before he retires.
uh huh.
Point is, we've got to get a replacement for Andy Dalton at some point. We got to be able to train him up, which is why I suggest Cam Ward. Cam Ward would be an excellent future quarterback. Now, will he be ready to take over? No. That's why Bryce Young will be acceptable for now.
Okay.
As long as we keep this offensive starting five the way it is and build on that, then I'm okay with Bryce Young, starting for a handful of games until Cam Ward is ready. But if Andy Dalton plays out his next year, what's his contract look like?
I know this is the last year of his contract, if I remember correctly.
Is it?
Should be.
Is it? Let me check. I'm looking that up right now. 2025, he is void. 2026,
Ah.
he is void. 2027, he is void. So, do we want to re-sign him for another 2 years?
Uh.
What would you like to do? Because we have Cam Ward here. We have a few doors we can choose from here. And if the Russell Wilson experiment does not work in Pittsburgh, I might be interested in Russell Wilson.
Yeah, as your veteran quarterback.
Correct.
I see.
Cam Ward plays the same system as Russell Wilson. Now, Bryce Young is kind of that different animal, which would cause him to be the odd man out.
Ah.
So that's door number one, and I can see Bryce getting traded in that scenario.
Oh, okay. Fair
Okay,
enough. Fair
so
enough.
because at that point you've decided, okay, the Bryce Young experiment is over. It's time to bring in fresh meat. It's time to bring in Cam Ward. This is the dude we want. 100% all in Cam Ward for door number one. You know, door number two, I still see um, an opportunity to train Bryce Young with Russell Wilson. There's a lot he can teach him. Uh,
like it's so
and
into him. Yeah. Good call.
and Cam Ward would be a cheap number three until he is ready to go.
Okay.
You know, so at that point we play out Bryce Young, the last of Bryce Young's contract, move him along. In a trade. Before the trade deadline. That way. Teams aren't tempted to just say, "Now hold up, we could just sit on this and try to get him." For whatever he's worth on the market.
I see.
But Bryce Young, what's his contract right now? Because this is going to make a difference. Okay, so he's getting paid through 2026. Yeah, so this applies. We, if we're going to do something with Bryce, it's going to be in 2025, either this offseason or 2025 before the trade deadline.
hmm
So that's our deadline on what we have to make a choice on with Bryce Young. And what we decide to do at quarterback in this offseason is going to signal that choice, whatever that's going to look like, for us going forward. So we're going to go ahead and play out the rest of 2024. Then 2025, what are we doing with him before the trade deadline?
oh,
So you see why this door is still open to us. You can get all three. You can get Russell Wilson. You can get Bryce Young to stay here, and you can get Cam Ward. And if you believe in Cam Ward more than Bryce Young, you move Cam Ward up to number two into the depth chart. But we must have three quarterbacks on this depth chart. I don't care. I don't care what it costs us. I don't care what it costs us as far as filling a roster spot. It is worth it. We have had way too many injured quarterbacks in the past. This has got to happen. In that scenario, in any scenario, it needs to be three quarterbacks. I'm not settling for anything less. Every time I have run a dynasty in Madden, it is always three quarterbacks. Always.
understandable. I'm with you on that.
Because I know our history. We run these guys ragged. All right. Doesn't matter what the O line looks like at that point. Three quarterbacks is three quarterbacks. So that's door number two. Or door number three, we completely start from scratch. We just get Cam Ward, and we sign somebody off the free agent list as a backup.
Oh, interesting.
That's not named Russell Wilson, which I would not recommend because that takes us backwards about 2 to 3 steps again. And
ah,
you got to restart the entire offense, because and center it around Cam Ward. Reset the whole offensive line again, which we don't want to do. Just to fit what Cam Ward wants us to have, and what his requirements are,
hmm
which does not sit right with anybody here after what we just witnessed the last 2 weeks of that starting five. And that just massively complicates the offensive line room
right, right.
situation. That's the door we don't want right now. So the first two look pretty good to me. Um, I think Russell Wilson is the answer in Carolina. It will take about $6 to $8 million to bring him here. If Pittsburgh gets rid of him, which I believe they will, because I don't think they trust him up there.
Ooh, ouch.
Even after this win today, there's a lot of Pittsburgh fans just saying, "Are you serious? It took us this long to get a win, you
Ooh,
know, over a
oof.
major team like this." And let's
Scary.
be real about this, man. It's not like he's impressing anybody. 14 for 28, 195 yards, three touchdowns and a pick. Yeah, he got three touchdowns, but he also had a pick. It's
Just
because he's in the wrong system. He only runs the RPO. We are running a hybrid West Coast RPO right now here in Carolina with Bryce Young. Why not bring that down here to where he fits in that system? Plus, Dave Canales has already worked with this man.
Mhm.
He has a connection with him. Probably the only connection he's got with Seattle down here, but it's something that we could work with. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Right, right.
And look what he's doing with these wide receivers. He's got Pickens, who has 5 catches for 91 yards and a touchdown. You know, these wide receivers that he's got are getting what they need to succeed here.
Mhm.
You got Mike Williams, who came from the Chargers, 1 catch for 32 yards. He can throw it deep. He can throw it short. He can throw it medium, wherever you need him to throw it. And I wish they would get Van Jefferson more involved, but today he wasn't.
Would be nice. Would have been nice.
Yeah, but I mean, these are not very good wide receivers. But you put him in with some of the wide receivers that we have right now, Coker, you know, XL, David Moore, and another veteran wide receiver that we pick up off the free agent list, plus a rookie wide receiver.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's something cooking there. With that offensive line starting five that we got in the last 2 weeks, there's something cooking there, man. I'm trying to tell you. Build up some offensive line depth. Let him teach Cam Ward.
Right,
Let him
right.
teach Bryce Young. There's something there, dude. And it only costs us $6 to $8 million. We can do that. We can do that, folks. That's affordable. You're gonna have to pay him that little bit of extra money though, because of Dave Canales being the only one that could bring him in here. That's the only appeal he has. Because otherwise, why would he want to come down here?
Which is fair. Yeah, that's fair.
He doesn't. He's not connected with anybody in the front office except for Dave. You know, his his buddies are elsewhere around the league. So I think that's our offense, and at that point the question is what to do with Andy Dalton.
So Jeff R commented. He said, "So we shouldn't draft another quarterback." That's his question.
I think that's in question right now because we're trying to properly evaluate Bryce Young. Some people like Shador Sanders, some people like Cam Ward.
Mm.
You know, um, I personally am on the Cam Ward train after what I've seen.
Ah, okay.
This dude is consistently putting up 300, 400 yards a pop, and that's against everybody.
I mean, is there really any other notable quarterback aside from those two to really look at? I mean, I guess
That's
there's.
a very good question, actually.
I guess there's Quinn Ewers, but I mean, from the quarterback out of Texas, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not a very strong quarterback class.
They're even saying that he could fall to the second round. Jeff R says he likes Dart from Ole Miss. Dart from Ole Miss.
Okay. QB class 24. Let's see.
Let me look at based on
Let's see what we got
position.
here. We're looking at
Oh,
25.
he's he's
25.
he's talking about Jackson Dart, quarterback of Ole Miss. Jackson Dart. Dang,
All
has
right, so we're looking at those three. Let's see. Carson Beck from Georgia is on the list.
yeah.
Jalen Moreau, but we've seen what Alabama quarterbacks bring. They're soft. Next, Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, Dylan Gabriel from Oregon. Oregon surprisingly is number one right now.
Oh,
So I mean, keep that in mind.
let's
Drew
see.
Olar from Penn State, Kurt Rourke from Indiana, Cade Kubiak, who is one of my personal favorite quarterbacks, is on the radar. And this dude is kind of been shaky, but he gets the job done. He
um,
does.
looking at this Jackson Dart, I mean, right
Yeah.
now, 3,409 yards passing, 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I mean, he's gotten better and better each year in his college career. Played his, looks like he played his first year of college at USC and then went to Ole Miss. Interesting.
21 touchdowns, 71.7 completion percentage, 3,210 yards, 131.2 quarterback rating this year. Um, Only 3 picks and a rushing average of 3.3.
Who is this?
This is Jackson Dart,
Oh, Jackson Dart. Gotcha,
just
gotcha.
as of this year.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking at him on NFL Draft Plus right now.
Jeff R says he has all the traits, and Ole Miss doesn't have a ton of talent. It's just him. Hmm.
Hmm.
So he's the main one that stands out. Okay.
His
Uh.
weight is in the yellow as far as measurables. Everything else is kind of in the orange or red.
oh, he says it's just him in the SEC at that stands out in the SEC. Gotcha.
Okay. Well, you still have Jalen Moreau. You still got the LSU quarterback Garrett, and you've also got Carson Beck in Georgia as far as SEC quarterbacks.
and here's the thing. Like
If you don't like Alabama,
you
of course.
you look at those first couple of spots cuz I got a good feeling um the Giants, the Titans and the Raiders are probably going to draft quarterbacks. I just
I'll
have
add in New England as well. New England's been struggling too.
Oh yeah, there's New England. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
So here's the thing: when I bring up the NFL draft order, hold up, sit right there for a second while I bring that up. Draft order. According to Tankathon,
But then again, New England got Drake May.
that is correct.
So, I don't know if
They
they're
may
going to
be out of the sweepstakes. We'll see.
yeah.
Jacksonville is out of the sweepstakes. They have uh, my man from Clemson, so they're not going to move on him. I don't know why I had a brain fart there, but Tre- uh, my brain ain't working at the moment. Give me a second.
Take your
Yeah, yeah.
time.
But yeah, Giants will be out of the race too with Drake May. Tennessee was on the radar. Tennessee always picks the wrong quarterback. Um, Cleveland is stuck with Deshaun Watson. They can't get in on the race. Las Vegas, these guys will may be in on this, but I think they're going to go for Shador Sanders.
uh,
I'm betting
um,
on that heavily.
Jeff R says Cleveland is drafting a quarterback too. I mean, they did get Bailey Zappi. I mean,
But Zappi just went to the Chiefs.
wait, he just went to the Chiefs. He did?
Zappi, I believe. Let me see.
Because I know Carson Wentz.
The
I
Zappi.
know Carson Wentz went to the Chiefs.
No, he's a Brown. He's a Brown.
Oh, okay,
He was on the Chiefs practice squad at one point,
gotcha. But
which
yeah,
really pissed me off because I really like this dude.
and with the Browns, I mean, with all that money they paid uh Deshaun Watson, whew,
Yeah, yeah.
it's going to be kind of an ugly look for them to do that. But I mean, you never know. And Jeff R says, I think the Jets are moving on from Aaron Rodgers. They are 3-7.
Ooh, solid point.
I mean,
Solid point.
let's keep it a buck. The Jets were trying to buy a ring. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And the first thing that Aaron Rodgers did when he went up to New York was say, "I have a shopping list of players that I want."
I mean,
Like he was Tom Brady or something, man.
I mean
Man,
he
get out of here with that.
he
The
even
Jets
got
manager was like, "Are you kidding me,
he even got his best buddy Devonte Adams, and apparently that didn't help.
bro? You got everything you asked for, and you still didn't succeed.
Yeah.
Like,
I
stop it,
mean,
stop it, Aaron. You have no reason to be pissed off right now.
right.
What a
But
joke."
yeah, I really just feel like they tried to buy a ring. They
Yeah,
really tried to buy
it's
a
time
ring.
for Rodgers to retire. I'm sorry, it is. Aaron Rodgers, you had a great career in Green Bay. With all due respect, man, and you did fine with your career, and that's all nice, man. You got your ring, you got your money, you're good to go, man. Just take off towards that sunset, man. Enjoy the rest of your life, man.
Yeah,
You earned it.
he got his one ring. He got his one ring.
I know you love the game, Aaron, but it's time to move on, bro. Everybody gets told it's time at some point.
Just
This is your time.
just don't pull a Tom Brady and sacrifice your family and marriage and all that.
Oh God, no. God, no. Please, God, no. Not in New York, man. Not in New York. But all right,
but
so Khalil Wesley says Chuba Hubbard earned it. He's signing his contract. That's what's up. Yep.
yep.
He also said Alabama quarterbacks don't develop in the NFL. I mean, lately it is true.
Here
It
here's the thing though, Khalil Wesley. That's not going to stop them from getting drafted. That's not going to stop them from getting
that's a fair
an
point too.
an opportunity. What are they going to do? Are they just going to be like, well, he's from Alabama, he doesn't deserve a chance? No, they're not going to do that.
No,
I mean, they're not going to just cut
the
a
league still values Alabama quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're not going to just cut a school
heavily.
off, just because, certain quarterbacks that while doing well, he's going to suck. He came from Alabama. No, they're not. They're not going to just do that.
I mean, people are starting to do that with Notre Dame quarterbacks.
Really?
To be fair, yeah,
Oh, that's sad. But yeah, that was actually going back to, I know, one of the points in our chat. Like, I get school prestige is a thing. I totally
yeah,
get that. Um, does it have a meaning to it? Yeah, I mean, all the college football fans know it has meaning to it. But
yeah.
my only point overall is you do well at your school, especially if you're putting up excellent numbers, breaking records and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that you're going to make it into the NFL, but you at least
Mm-hmm.
deserve some sort of look, some sort of chance to at least try.
Mm-hmm.
You should at least get a shot. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
I don't know how big of a shot you get. I mean, it could be a practice squad, it could be, show what you got in a preseason
Right.
game or you know,
Right.
but I just think to ultimately, I guess the idea of ultimately disqualifying a player because of the fact that he didn't play at a specific college, I think that's unfair. Because, some of those
Mm.
particular colleges are not easy to get into. Not to mention, if, no matter where you're at, if you're doing your job, then what's the problem? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, but there needs to be a cutoff point at some point because you've got a Division 1 and Division 2. You know what I mean? And at some point there is a cutoff to where these quarterbacks end up being worth a sixth or a seventh. You know,
I
or
mean,
even just undrafted and end up spending their career on the bench, waiting on a phone call.
I mean, it's it it's unfortunate that that happens. I mean, it.
They need to be battle tested.
I mean, them getting a shot in the NFL, is that not them getting battle tested though? Like, I'm just saying. Like, I thought
Uh,
I thought that's what that
some
meant.
teams are desperate enough to go after that type of talent, because they think it can save them, you know, and occasionally you find that one diamond in the rough, and that's all you need. Like Brock Purdy, for example. Nobody expected Brock Purdy to do anything in the NFL,
Yeah,
and look where this dude is now.
yeah, and that's understandable, and that's why, like, at some point there's just certain people that you got to take a chance on, and especially if
Fair
they've
point.
if they've shown that they can perform and be successful, like, at the level that they're at, then, like I said, I'm not saying it's going to translate, but I would think that they're at least deserving of an opportunity.
Well,
And,
the conferences do come into play because now you have tiers. You have, like, say, uh, okay, say a Big Ten quarterback isn't properly battle tested, because the SEC is the bar. You know what I mean? Everybody tests themselves against the SEC.
hmm
So if you're in the Big Ten, you have to put up extra numbers, in college to show that you can stay with these SEC quarterbacks
hmm
because that's the bar. You know,
uh,
ACC same thing. If you're a Clemson player, then you're usually keeping up with the SEC players.
hmm.
But if you're from the rest of the ACC, you have to work double as hard just to put up the numbers that SEC players would be putting up
uh,
against you
Jeff
to
R
compete with
says.
you.
Jeff R says normally the successful NFL quarterbacks come from the Midwest and West Coast colleges.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
and it just depends on the player and the position, really. But pretty much everything tests itself against the SEC because that's been the benchmarker. You've seen how many national championships come out of the SEC lately? You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
just about every year.
Yeah.
If it's not Alabama, it's LSU. If it's not LSU, it's Georgia. You know, and it's just gotten obnoxious
Yeah.
hearing the SEC elitists, be like, SEC is the best. It's just like if you're in the ACC, you're going, oh brother, if you're Clemson,
Oh man.
like we're not moving out of the ACC, man. Like, give it a rest already. We control the ACC, so you guys have to listen to us. You know what I mean? We have opinions too. So it's kind of like that whole back and forth of conferences. And when the players get evaluated, the SEC is always the bar, no matter what position. So if you stuck that player from, like, say, the Big Ten into the SEC, he has to match up the numbers with an SEC player. Otherwise, he's either not good or he's a bust. That's how that works right now. That's the value system right now, and it sucks because I hate it.
Jeff.
I want.
Jeff R says lately SEC doesn't produce that many successful quarterbacks.
And
Mm.
that's been my point. They're starting to decline because Alabama has lost Nick Saban as their head coach. And now, see, Georgia has started to gain power. You got LSU starting to gain power a little bit again. You got all those teams that were uh, roadblocked from getting all that developmental talent
Mm-hmm.
now starting to see that talent come trickling down to them.
Yeah.
South Carolina is getting some of that, you know, for the Gamecocks. And so, as we have been drafting South Carolina Gamecocks players, such as J.C. Horn, you know, that talent is going to start coming down the the wire now, and it's going to get better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
The more you see these national power teams start to lose their strength, and then that is going to spread out through the conferences.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it's going to get more balanced. But it's going to take time because you got Mark Wright running the Georgia Bulldogs right now. So as long
Oh,
as he's still there, that power still rests with him.
I see.
Um, Clemson's still sitting in that top 10 area, but we're starting to decline a little bit under
Uh-oh.
our own power.
Uh-oh.
You know, we lost a horrible game against Louisville lately. Which game I was at, by the way.
Oh, that
I
was that was
I
the game you
haven't
were at.
gone to yeah, I haven't gone to Clemson games in ages. And it just so happens I went to that one because I thought, okay, this is going to be another one of these like Lamar versus Watson type battles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wrong. But when you really look at it, there are a ton of SEC people wanting us to move into the SEC, and we're not going to do it.
Oh, interesting note. Jeff R says, speaking of South Carolina, watch out for quarterback Lenoris Sellers. That's who I really want. The kid is 6'3", 242 pounds.
Yeah.
He's only 19, redshirt freshman, can run and throw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've seen a little bit of him.
Mm,
Whenever the Gamecocks start to develop a little bit of talent, I start to take notice because it is in our backyard. You know what I mean?
yes.
And we have to play against it at the end of the year. So it behooves us that if anybody's a Clemson fan, Cody mainly, from C3, he knows what I'm talking about. You start to take notice about this stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
start to pay attention. When the Panthers are drafting South Carolina Gamecocks players, you take notice. So we found Xavier Leggett down there. So again, DJ Wanham was a Gamecock at one point, right?
I believe so.
I could be wrong, but you got Clowney that just came in through free agency too.
Yeah, yeah, he was a Gamecock. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
Hmm.
I don't mind having Gamecock players in here, but they've got to get the job done.
Yeah.
Bottom
Agreed.
line, we need the best 53-man roster we can get, whether it be bleh, the Gamecocks, Alabama players, from Nick Saban, or from Mark Wright's Georgia team, whatever, whatever floats your boat. Or we could get some people from Holy Cross, like uh, Mr. Coker, who happens to be a hidden gem.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was from Holy Cross. Yep.
Yeah, and occasionally you hit on a hidden gem with Brady Christensen, you know, and Cade Mays, which we both scouted during the month of March and April, and we hit on both of those guys.
Mm.
And I just want to say I'm incredibly proud of our team, for doing all that research and putting in the hard work, man. Great freaking job
Indeed.
because it's starting to pay off. It's turning into wins, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm proud of our team for that. If you're part of that team, give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand because I'm proud of it. We don't get these guys picks right very often, but when we do, it helps this team. So we're on track to do this again. We're looking for more offensive linemen this time. But getting back to this tankathon list, Miami might be in the running as well because Tua just went down with another concussion. So
Did he
this year,
really? Oh, jeez. Oh, this year in general. Yeah.
yeah, this year in general, yes.
That's right.
Uh,
Miami plays tomorrow, I believe.
correct.
Hmm.
The Colts are still looking for their quarterback. They're going to pick the wrong one. I'm not worried about that. Dallas is still sold on Dak Prescott
Yeah, especially after paying him.
to the point where it's going to cost Mike McCarthy his job at some point down the line. It's only a matter of time. Cincinnati has Joe Burrow. Saints have Derek Carr. They're not willing to move from him,
Hmm.
which I don't blame them. Once everybody's healthy in New Orleans, then Derek Carr will have a good day
Yeah.
and do what he does. Um, Chicago is the only one I can see that drops at that point
Honestly,
to become a threat.
Chicago might get a offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. So we're gonna have as far as the quarterback sweepstakes, we've got about three serious teams that we're really dealing with. We've got the Giants, Tennessee, and I could definitely see um,
Raiders.
the Raiders being in that mix.
Because I know my dad.
Yeah,
I know
and possibly New England.
my dad hinted at the idea of he wants Shador Sanders personally, but hey, you know.
And if you're a Shador Sanders fan, you don't want him going to the Raiders. You know, make your voice heard. If you want Cam Ward, such as I do, you know, then we are looking at the Tennessee Titans. We're looking at the New York Giants. We're looking at Miami, and we're looking at New England right now.
Yeah.
Those are your four. Pay attention to them. Whatever they do will determine what happens with Cam Ward.
Yeah.
You we know we have a shot at maybe 2 more wins on the season, which again keeps us in the top 10,
Hmm. That's a big
which
maybe.
is exactly where we want to go.
That's a
That's exactly where we want to be at, though,
that's a huge
because
maybe.
I see it. I see it. I see it. Because I can see the Raiders getting a couple more wins, a few more wins, getting themselves out of the doghouse, depending on their schedule.
Jeff R. He's calling it. He's saying, uh, guys, I'm telling you, the Browns are going quarterback. Watson has more charges coming, and he sucks already. They'll be moving on, I guarantee it. But
They
but
can't, though, because he's under a massive contract. They're locked in. They're married to him.
and they so are you saying that they're not gonna like sew into Bailey Zappi, Jeff R? Because I mean,
That's what I'm thinking they're going to do.
we
So
got
they'll go into Zappy, and then they'll see where Watson's contract is at that point. And if Zappy turns out to be the answer, okay, cool. If not, you draft one in 2026, and that gets to be a developmental quarterback. And you just sit on Watson and Zappy until that quarterback is ready to go. Either way, you're still paying Watson, so you're screwed in any scenario.
um, let's see. Jeff R says so is Russell. But then again, I don't think Russell Wilson was getting paid as much as Deshaun Watson though.
No, nowhere near enough. And it's the average per year that I'm more concerned about with Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah,
average per year, it's about how much we could pay him. You know,
yeah.
you're
That's
not
a night and day difference though, Jeff R.
right. If he can bring to the table anything like he was bringing to the table at Seattle, I want him. He's seen all the coverages in the NFL. He knows what to look for. He knows how to beat them. He had a humongous successful run with Seattle back in the day when we were successful. He can teach these guys in our quarterback room for
Mm.
$6 to $8 million a year. Sign him for 3 years. Be done with it. Let him retire a Panther. Let him retire with a successful team. At the end of that road, because under Russell, I believe we can have a winning season with the
Um,
talent that we have and the talent we're going to build.
Jeff R says Zappy is a backup, not a franchise. I mean, so far he's got a
Sometimes you have no choice.
4-4 record. I
Yeah,
mean,
sometimes you have no choice. You have to throw him in. The Patriots were stuck in that situation.
yeah, only started 8 games so far, but 4-4. I mean,
And that's why I wanted Zappy, because I wanted him in a better situation.
I mean,
One where he could actually thrive.
it seems like somebody that could potentially improve, but I don't know. It's still kind of remains to be seen.
He's got talent.
Well, right now, according to the Tankathon, Jeff R, they actually have the Browns going wide receiver right now, and
Mm.
Tetiaroa McMillan. So far, so far.
They have us picking a edge rusher from Texas A&M, Nick Garton.
Oh,
6'4", 280. We do need a pass rusher in the top 10, which I'm not against the idea, but I really want a left tackle. I want one bad.
hmm.
And look who is at number 7 picking up. a tackle. None other than New England.
Oh, really?
Picking up Will Campbell, the first tackle to go off the board, supposedly in that mock draft.
Let me see if ESPN perhaps has a. I don't know if they might have a mock draft or it.
Tyler Booker from Alabama goes to the Bears at 16 in the mock. Multi-purpose guy.
Ah.
And I'm going down the list here. Emory Jones of LSU goes to the Bills at the end of the list here in the first round. Who do they have us going second round? Second round, they've got us picking up a corner at 49. Jahidi Barrett. No, that's a reach. Going for a corner that early is a reach.
oh.
Who else do they have us getting? Xavier Watts, safety from Notre Dame. No. No. We need to sign a safety, not draft one. I want top 10 money going into a safety. It's time to stop playing.
You say you want top 10 money into a safety. I see.
Yeah. It's time to stop playing games with the safety position and get serious with it. Like we did with Eric Reed.
I see.
I want talent back there. I want to not have to worry about safety anymore. I want to make sure that our corners have that protection back there, have that safety blanket. So if they get into trouble, if they have trouble with coverage plays, or a certain wide receiver that's giving them problems throughout the game, I want to make sure that we got a safety back there that's able to spread the field and get the job done and get open field tackles and cover their butts. The corner room looks good right now, but I want a solid safety.
Oh, solid safety.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff R says the more reputable sources got Cleveland going quarterback. Um, which I mean, if they go quarterback, they go quarterback. My whole thing is with that big of a financial investment in Deshaun Watson, and for them to just cut that, they're gonna take a heavy, ginormous financial blow. That's all I'm saying. That's
Oh
all I'm
yeah,
saying.
it's gonna cripple them.
Like,
They're not gonna be able to do anything else.
I mean, they do what they got to do. I mean, sure, it is what it is, but that's going to be a huge blow to their cap because that's a giant amount of dead cap. Like,
Facts.
just in this year
Facts.
alone, 200 million dead cap? Yeah, like,
Good God.
yeah, 200 million in dead cap. Next year, it drops to 172 million.
Do
Like,
you realize that we were a heartbeat away from that happening to us?
yeah, that much is
Ladies
true.
and gentlemen, we were this close to having that happen to us and being in financial cap ruin.
Cause whew, when they first announced it and they said $230 million, I was like,
Good God.
y'all gotta be on something. Cause shoot,
There is no way. We dodged the bullet, bro.
not
We
to
dodged like 20 bullets.
not to mention not only 230 million, but they guaranteed 230 million at the signing. I was like,
Why would you do that?
y'all are crazy.
Browns, why would you do that?
Y'all, shoo wee.
Okay, kids, close your ears for just a second. How much crack was this management on when they made that deal?
Mm, seriously. Uh,
How
Jeff
much crack, dude?
Jeff R says you're right. Their franchise made a huge mistake. I'm just glad we didn't get them. Facts.
Good God, dude. There's no way. All right, kids, you're good. You're good now.
I mean, 230 million guaranteed.
There is no way. There is no possible way.
And the average per year out of that was 46 million. 46 million a
Oh my
year.
lord. Oh my lord. That's insanity.
And what is
That's
he
unheard of.
and what is he doing right now? Out for the season.
Absolutely jack nothing.
I mean, I kind of feel for the guy. I mean, it's unfortunate, but dang,
Yeah,
I don't know what the Browns organization was thinking. Like,
I don't either. I don't either.
and see now there's reasonable debate on if Deshaun Watson is now a shell of his former self because he hadn't really
Oh man.
been hitting on Jack since he left Houston.
And I'm so disappointed, man, because I love watching as a Clemson Tiger, man. And some of these people just don't belong in the NFL.
Yeah,
They just don't translate. And he's one of them, unfortunately. Y'all did all this stupid stuff, man, and he's not your guy.
and he's right now he's still 29 years old. Don't
Oh
don't he doesn't turn
man.
he doesn't turn 30 until next September. So yeah,
And you expect people that come out of Clemson would have to be, very professional under Dabo Swinney. You expect them to not get into any trouble and do anything stupid. And honestly, like DeAndre Hopkins is probably the exception because he got into the illegal substances. But you look at Watson and you go, huh? You
right.
know, are these gold diggers or what is going on here? I feel like they're gold diggers, bro. With the amount of cases going on here, the gold
Yeah.
diggers are out for that money, man. They want it. They see that $230 million and they're like, oh my God. You notice these cases didn't come up until that contract was signed, right?
That's another good point as well.
Uh-huh. They saw an actual gold mine right there in Watson. And they said, let me get a taste of that money.
Shoot.
I don't think I don't think any of that is real. I'm just being honest. As a Clemson fan, I never bought into it to start with because I've seen so many people take advantage of players, athletes, musicians, and I'm like, dude, these are gold diggers.
Hmm.
These are gold diggers. You're not going to convince me otherwise at this point as a Clemson fan because I've seen this dude, man. I've seen him not be corrupted by this stuff. While he was in Clemson, he was straight business. And then once you get up to the NFL and you need a massage, it's just like, man.
Oof.
But I could see how people would come to the conclusion, oh yeah, he hasn't done anything with ladies in so long, da 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 da. I'm not gonna get into all that, but you could see where this could go the wrong way. And you could interject race into it. You could pull all kinds of nonsense into it that doesn't belong there. Into your theories. But end of the day, this man is about business.
Yeah.
First, he's always been that way from what I've seen of him as a Clemson Tiger, and that's before he got into the NFL. And that's why I'm just like, there's something that just doesn't sit right there. It doesn't sit right. My gut is just telling me these are gold diggers, man.
Hmm. Interesting.
And you could say, oh well, the number of cases, it has to be real. It has to be real. It has to be real. And I'm like, okay. Did you check the number on that contract though? What does it say again? And when did this happen? Right after the signing of that contract. So, I, bro, there's so many people trying to get a piece of that pie out there. of these big contracts of these famous celebrities and people, man.
Yeah.
I see that as a thing now. But you go back into the possibilities of what we could do in that first round. We could be looking for a quarterback. We could be looking for a defensive end. We could be looking for a left tackle. We could be looking for maybe even a linebacker. Dare I say it? You
Ah,
know,
interesting.
at that point, But honestly, there's certain positions you don't look for in the first round. You don't look for a corner in the first round unless you absolutely have a desperate need for it, like we did with J.C. Horn. That
Ah,
was one of our top three necessities that we needed to solve at that time. You know, but
right, right.
mostly, you look for those positions that I'm telling you. And if you don't get these tackles, if you don't get these linemen in the first three rounds, they're gone. They're gone, bro. They're like
Yeah.
dust in the wind. You're dealing with these B-minus guys that are like Cameron Irving types, and you're stuck with another one.
Oof.
Do we really want to take that chance? No. That's why I'm telling you, you got to take this completely seriously. If you're going for a tackle and you're wanting to solve this left tackle problem, take it seriously. Don't F around and find out.
Right.
Don't wait until the fourth round, fifth round, etc. We got lucky with Brady Christensen. You're not going to get that lucky again. If anybody thinks that we're going to get that lucky again, you are crazy. That was a fluke.
Mm.
I've seen the patterns. I know this. Okay. That's why I was just like, that is so weird that these two were still on the board that low. That is
Yeah.
bizarre. You
And
saw my reaction to that during the draft,
right, right,
and it's not normal. Defensive ends always go in the top 10. There's at least one. You know,
right.
there's a wide receiver that goes in the top 10. There's a quarterback at least that goes in the top 10. You know, a defensive tackle goes in the top 10. You know, and then you get one offensive lineman that goes in the top 10. So if we're smart, we got four different options. At four different positions we can fill.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but we got to choose carefully. Whatever is there is there. Whatever is not there is not there. And that's the beauty of this top 10 because we have the options open to us.
Right.
You know, if we drop out of that top 10, it gets a little bit more complicated.
Oof. But
So it depends on what they make a run on.
fair enough.
So I'm going to go defensively now. Defensively, this is what we're looking to upgrade on. Starting with that defensive line. I want Derek Brown to stay here. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody disputes that. If you are, you're crazy. You got the Panthers blinders on, and you're trying to get rid of good players again. And you're trying to scapegoat players. Stop doing it. Now, I've seen way too much of that this year. Y'all just want us to stay right where we are. Stop that. Derek Brown will not become the next one of those. All right. Beyond that, um, is there anybody on that D line that you think should stay there?
Ashawn
Make your
Robinson.
case.
I'd say Ashawn Robinson. I think he's,
Okay. Make your case.
but that's the only one that comes to mind currently, to be honest with you.
Yeah, make your case. If you want him to stay, make your case because we're at that point.
Um, I feel like he's finally been showing up quite a bit. You know, he's gotten a couple of sacks, and I think he's definitely someone that can uh, continue to continue to build. that up more. I feel like he's that type of player. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll buy into him for now.
yeah,
He's trending right now.
but like I said,
He's trending.
that's the only one I can think of currently because I feel like that whole D line, us with the exception of him and Derek Brown, needs some serious tweaking.
Yep. Filter it out. Filter it out. The rest of it, filter it out
yeah,
on the D line. Replace it. Filter it out. We got a bunch of fourth round and fifth round picks for that. That's what those are for. That's why we've been making those moves. People who are paying attention understand this. They've noticed it. And they said, hold up a minute. Now, I'm going to read out how many picks we have and where they're at. Uh, but how many picks do we currently have?
I think we have 9.
Okay. Currently. Okay, this was updated April. Last updated in April. No, 5 days ago. Here we go. Sports Illustrated. All Panthers picks within 20 foot. No, come on. Just tell me what we have. That's what I need. Okay. We have 10 picks, technically.
10.
If
Oh.
you, yeah, if you're looking at the Chiefs picks, at the end of it, with the seventh rounder.
Oh, gotcha.
Those are conditional, though.
Right.
Either way, we're getting a seventh rounder. So it just depends on where.
I
Okay,
see.
so 10. We have a first round pick, second round pick, a third round pick, a fourth round pick, another fourth rounder, fifth rounder, another fifth rounder, a sixth rounder, uh, a seventh rounder, another seventh rounder, and a seventh round compensatory pick.
Ah, I see. Wow. Fair enough.
Yeah. And some of these picks come from other teams, but point being, that's 10 picks. But look how many are in between the fourth and fifth here. You got one, two, three, four picks in the fourth and fifth rounds. That's enough to go ahead and rebuild the entire defensive line right there.
I see.
That's what I like to see right there because that right there is going to set the tone for the rest of the defense. Whatever we rebuild with right there in those picks, you know.
Right.
Um, so then you move on to the corner room. I like where the corner room is at. We've got J.C. Horn. We've got um, Michael Jackson, who's slightly struggling on coverage issues.
Yeah, a little bit here and there.
Yeah, but he handles his business out there one on one versus good wide receivers.
Mm,
We've got Dane Jackson, who's struggling on tackling at the moment, but otherwise he's okay. And then you got Chow Smith Wade at
right.
nickel. And since you got rid of Troy Smith, now you need a replacement for Troy in this draft. Pick one up in the fifth. All right. That's what I want to see happen there. Either the fourth or fifth round. I would prefer the fourth rounder. But we still need defensive tackle. We still need defensive end. So the focus is on that, and a linebacker too for run stopping.
Ah, I see. I see. Mm,
So we haven't technically hit on the linebackers yet, but um, that's what I'd like to see happen there. Get us a nickel corner behind Charles Smith Wade. So linebacker now. I like DJ Wanham. I like Josie Jewell. Shaq is a good run stopper at times, and really, that's about all that catches my attention.
okay.
Except for Trevor Wallace. Trevor Wallace is good too.
Yeah, I like
So
Trevin
I think
Wallace.
we're in okay shape at linebacker, but we need a coverage linebacker.
Yeah.
Again, yes, we are running the 3-4, but we need a coverage linebacker too. We need somebody that can do both. A balanced linebacker that leans more towards run stop, but can cover really, really well. I I don't want to say we're looking for the next Luke Kuechly here, but
I mean, if it happens to come along, shoot.
right. I'm not going to say no to it,
Right.
in the third or fourth round. But my point is, we need that in order to properly balance this defense out if we're sticking with the 3-4.
Hmm.
Um, and we need somebody that can blitz too, that's got some speed. Maybe that'll open somebody up that's on our defense to be able to blitz. Maybe a Trevor Wallace, maybe a DJ Wanham would attempt to blitz a little. Who knows?
Who
But we got to get more
knows?
pressure on that line because these guys are not getting off their blocks at all. Uh, so then you move into safety, and you've got just looking at this roster, you've got Xavier Woods, who I've talked about.
yeah.
It's time to replace him. Nick Scott is doing good. If he can stay healthy, he's good. I think you build off that. I think you keep Jamie Robinson around for a little bit. I need a little bit more from you, Jamie. Not just special teams, but show me something in safety, as well. Lonnie was okay. Ugh. Damani Richardson, you showed me some stuff. I like you,
hmm
you know. But I think really we need to spend some money on a safety, like I said earlier. I
uh,
don't want to spend top grade money on a safety, but I want to spend like top 5 or top 10 money on a safety.
Jeff R says draft heavy defense. We need maybe another offensive lineman and maybe another wide receiver.
Yeah,
Which,
wide receiver would be a bonus in that mix too, because if we find the right wide receiver, I'm willing to maybe push 2 of those 7s up for a 6th and get a wide receiver
I see.
if the right one pops up. And here's the thing, because that position has kind of become a toy for us because there's so many wide receivers that are going to pop up in free agency and so many that are going to pop up in draft class that it's going to be like water. We could just pick whatever we want. It's going to be like picking M&Ms, out of a Halloween candy bag.
Ah, interesting.
So that's always how it's been because these draft classes are so good and the market's been good. But it's when you talk of the free agent market, how much are you willing to spend on a wide receiver?
Ah.
That's where the problem comes in, where you got a problem. Because it'll depend on how much we have left. You got to factor in $10 million for rookie contracts. You got to factor in about $5 to $8 million for injuries throughout the year, and then it becomes re-signings and whatever we don't re-sign. You know, then it's about dead cap. Then it's about whatever's left over. As far as free agency is concerned. And that's where you start working backwards. You say, okay, we need to put top 5 money into a safety. We need to put top 5 money into maybe a center. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll see whatever pops up after that. You know, as far as defensive linemen, maybe put some money into one of the major defensive linemen that pops up.
Ah, I see.
But
Interesting.
a lot of this we want to develop through the draft because we want them to fall into our system and learn into our system, not pick somebody up and have that player have to relearn everything and dig into our system after being a veteran for 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah.
We need to learn. They need to fit what we do. They need to be a solo tackler on the D line. They need to be a solo tackler, period, on defense. So following that formula is like following the formula of 2015
I
because
see.
that's what worked. So I think if we do that and we just kind of filter out the water here, filter out what we don't need, um, like maybe a Claudin, like maybe a DJ Johnson who hasn't really done much, like maybe a Thomas Incoom who
Mm,
knows who that is, Shy Tuttle, you know, LeBron Ray, not impressive, you
nope.
know.
Nope.
Charles Harris got a couple of sacks, but overall, what else has he done? See, that's the stuff I'm talking about, man. If they're not solo tackling, get him the heck out of here. Find a door, go somewhere else,
Mm,
and move them for picks. For God's sakes, move them for future picks. Do some trading, get some value while they
yeah.
still have some. Do not let these guys go for nothing if they have value at all. If they don't, buy. We'll just take your money.
Mm, dang.
But if you do have value, we're moving you, and we're gonna try to get something out of it. Whether it be a player, the value, the value of the picks we're looking for, or the picks themselves. We'll take that. But it's time to start moving and taking this seriously. Stop playing checkers, man. We need to start playing chess.
So it's a big
Everybody
difference.
else that's been, yeah, big difference, man, because all the successful teams are playing chess right now. We're playing checkers. We're like, oh yeah, this works, this works, this works. We're covering up our problems, but we're
yeah.
not solving them. And I'm like, when are we going to get serious? When are we start going to dig our hands in and get dirty? And that's the problem with left tackle. We've been playing checkers for years. We haven't gotten serious about that position in years. Not ever since who? Who was the last good left tackle we ever had? Jordan Gross?
yeah.
That's the last time that we got serious with left tackle?
Yeah. As far as drafted, yes.
Oh my god. Good God, it's worse than I thought.
I mean, we had Michael Oher for a while, but we didn't draft him. So
That was somewhat taking it seriously at least.
yeah.
Good God, it's worse than I thought, man. This is horrendous. That is absolutely horrendous. We got to fix this, y'all.
Mm. For sure. But whew.
That's what I'm looking at.
But no, that's
Blackshear sits at return man. David Moore back there, fine with me. Special teams, leave it alone.
Fair enough. But yeah, but yeah, I actually gotta get going. I think I'm almost about to cough up a lung. Goodness gracious.
You
But
all right, man?
yeah, just got some congestion building up.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get going myself because
All
I'm
right.
try
All
to
right.
try to rest this off. But oh man, Corey, I don't know if you're gonna continue on your stream, but if you do, y'all know what to do. Head on over next door to Keep Pounding on YouTube, and where are the other channels? Like, let me let you get that in right quick.
So check me out on Keep Pounding 3869 on YouTube if you're not subscribed already. And the Facebook group page, Keep Pounding in all caps.
There you
Check me out on Instagram, Shadow Warrior with 1W if you want to get in touch through that way.
indeed sounds like a plan, and y'all continue to celebrate this victory. I mean, two in a row. When was the last time y'all saw us get two in a row? Like, just keep that in mind. Just keep that in
Enjoy
mind.
this while it lasts, man, because we're about to run into a rough patch.
Yeah, especially after this bye. But thank y'all so much for watching. Victory Monday. Enjoy it. Uh, enjoy the bye. We'll have to see what kind of things happen during the bye. Just in the NFL and the league in
Mm.
general. But stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned. And thanks to everybody for coming out. We enjoy y'all as always. But yeah,
Absolutely.
continue over on the Corey's channel. Keep the party going, the victory going. Um, for myself, Blitzball Champ, and
Keep pounding.
I will see y'all in the next live stream and or video. And right now, I need y'all to head on next door to Corey's channel. Keep the party going. God bless, and I will see y'all very soon. Take care. Peace.